995-5900 for Bell and Pollock.
The holiday season in Colorado is a time to be grateful for our family, friends, a warm home, and plentiful food. But for too many of our neighbors, the holidays can be rough. Many Coloradans across northern Colorado rely on Catholic charities during the holidays and all year long for shelter, emergency assistance, meals, education, counseling, housing, and health care. That help can only happen with the kindness of people like you. Donate now, please, at ccdenver.org. Catholic Charities, supporting neighbors, transforming lives.
This report is sponsored by Colorado Chevy Dealers.
A perfectly average start to your week. We're looking at temperatures today in the mid-40s with mostly sunny skies, a little bit of a breeze with a cold snap coming for later on this week. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Your Colorado Chevy dealers have the best Silverado inventory of the year. The holidays mean spending time with loved ones. Let Chevy make it easier with Red Tag Bonus Cash. Find your Silverado, find your tag, find your deal at your Colorado Chevy dealers. Offer ends January 3rd, 2023.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere. Download the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
ABC News, I'm Inez de la Cuetera. Health officials continuing to warn about a triple threat hitting Americans hard this year.
With holiday celebrations in full swing, some hospitals across the country pushed to the brink by that crippling combination of COVID, flu, and RSV. 15 million flu infections and counting. This the earliest and most severe season in a decade, with hospitalizations climbing to 150,000. 9,300 people have died from the virus.
COVID cases increasing in California and the Northeast. Several passengers taken to the hospital with serious injuries after a Hawaiian Airlines flight hit severe turbulence just before landing on Sunday. A flight from Rio to Houston also encountered heavy turbulence over Cancun. 11 passengers there seriously injured. The January 6th Select Committee holds its final hearing today. It's expected to recommend charges against former President Trump. This is ABC News. President Biden and the First Lady hosting a Hanukkah reception at the White House this evening. They'll add the first ever White House menorah to the official collection, marking the first Jewish artifact in the White House archives. The president expected to say that in the face of emboldened anti-Semitism around the world, silence is complicity. In something out of the Grinch files, New York police say someone broke into a townhouse to take holiday gifts early today. The owner, a famous actor, was home at the time.
The NYPD said officers were following a woman wanted in connection with several burglaries when they saw her enter a home on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Without knowing whose home it is, the officers followed her inside and saw her bagging up the presents under the Christmas tree. Hearing the commotion, the owner comes downstairs. It turns out to be Robert De Niro. Police said the actor and the thief did not interact. 30-year-old Shanice Aviles was arrested. Cops said she has been in and out of jail for a half-dozen recent burglaries. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Inez de la Cuetera, ABC News.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A move to change Colorado's constitution based on same-sex marriage.
When President Biden signed the Respect for Marriage Act last week, he made sure federal law recognizes same-sex marriage. But Colorado voters approved an amendment to the state constitution back in 2006, banning the recognition of those marriages. LGBTQ advocates want lawmakers to put the amendment before voters again. The 2015 ruling made same-sex marriage legal in the U.S., but a change in the state's constitution would provide extra protection should the Supreme Court move to overturn the 2015 ruling and send the matter back to the states.
Reporter Brenda Stewart. Visitors to Rocky Mountain National Park will need reservations to enter the park during the summer and fall of next year. The park will require timed entry permits between May 26 and October 22nd. Sale of those permits will begin on May 1st. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Fairly standard driving throughout the Denver metro as we hit that 10 o'clock hour. One or two hiccups out there. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds into and out of downtown. Leaving downtown on the west end, I-70 eastbound, we've got a brand new crash at Pecos Street. Stop-and-go traffic back from Lowell. Only about a minute or two of slow driving for folks around the area. Around downtown and off highway, Broadway southbound, and brand new accident at Mississippi with minimal delays. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Partly cloudy skies out there with highs in the low 40s this afternoon. Overnight low of 15 degrees. Tomorrow cloudy again with a high of 42. The current temperature in Denver is 26 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Did you know that there's a Christmas tradition that started in a gas station? Well, it's the Hess Toy Trucks, and it's been around for nearly half a century. We'll bring you their story in this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mike Lester, how would our listeners benefit if they reached out to Talon Wealth?
We can do some analysis, and the analysis is pretty black and white. It's just numbers. And if it turns out that we've been doing better than you've been doing on your portfolio, then it might make sense for us to invite you to work with us. But frankly, if we haven't been doing better than you've been doing, then why would you work with us? There's no reason to, but it starts with the analysis.
Visit guardingyournestegg.com and click on Start Today.
Talon Private Wealth, LLC. Investing in stock markets involves the risk of loss, and there is no guarantee that all or any capital invested will be repaid. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter?
Follow the Troubleshooter at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of Denver's talk station on Twitter.
Just give me your Twitter and I'll follow you.
Find us right now at 630 KHOW. We've become so much more than a fixed frequency from a radio tower.
Take your radio with you.
630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
A stream online
at KHOW.com. It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Monday at 4. Why did it take Governor Polis 9 days after the Club Q massacre to go there and show his respect for the victims? Well, I got a hold of his schedule. I'll tell you what he was doing instead, and you're not going to like it. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. You know, we talk about being just a week from Christmas, but we're, 2 weeks from the end of the year, 2023. Holy crap, holy. You know, have you heard more or less about holidays this year? I've heard way less. Don't you think there's way less? I mean, I'm not saying people are in bad moods or anything, but there's not a lot of...
No, there isn't.
Not talk of holidays, not even a lot of news stories. I mean, some here and there, but there's not a lot of holiday festivities that I perceive.
I agree.
You know, it's being downplayed.
You know, as our kids get older, though, it kind of changes. When they're younger, you know, it's kind of a fun thing.
No, but I'm talking about the world right now.
No, I agree.
Seem to be cheering.
I think each year it gets a little less.
Now,
I found myself saying Happy Holidays in an email where I have said Merry Christmas my entire life. It's almost like it is rubbed off on me, the Happy Holidays. How about you? What do you do?
I don't really say anything.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I just don't. I mean, I'm just saying, hey, have a great weekend, have a good night. You know, what are you doing this weekend? I try to avoid it all. You know what?
What's weird is, though, it is Christmas. I mean, the holiday we're talking about is Christmas.
It is.
So I've never understood why it wouldn't be Merry Christmas, and it got changed to Happy Holidays. I just don't get it.
Yeah, here's what I've always said. I say let people have what they have. You know, if it's their thing, let them have their thing. We don't have to label everything for everyone. Like, if Christmas is your thing, then then whoever wants to celebrate Christmas, celebrate Christmas. If you don't want to and you want to have another day, you can have a Happy Universe Day. I mean, I don't care what day you have. I don't care what people do. But I was just wondering, if ever we had a zombie apocalypse, depending on the administration, would that be body shaming if we discriminated against them or killed them if they're simply identifying as zombies? Wouldn't we let them? Why not?
Well, they'd be trying to eat your brains, though.
No, well, okay, but we put them in a special we give them housing and let them eat other brains. We feed them brains. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, is that working or not, George? You're making stories. You're making faces. Is it plugged in? George is with us. Okay, who's George? George is a friend I've known since he was 3 years old. I always joke about that because many, many years ago, he wasn't 3. How old were you? 20? Yeah, about 20. He was starting out in the business, master electrician, man. Then he became the head of companies and built companies like Fix It 24/7. So he's here today. We'll talk about what's coming up because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of changes every year with HVAC, just like there are with cars and with everything else, trying to get more and more efficient.
I want to get some tips for people listening from George about -20 coming Wednesday and Thursday.
Are you guys geared up for that? Hey, Suze, can we fix his headset or figure out why his headset's not working? I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway,
when
George,
geared up,
I just want to say something. I didn't tell anybody anything. I hope you didn't tell Suze about your surprise you have coming.
Oh, I did.
Ah, damn.
She already told me.
She did?
Yeah.
Ah,
that quick?
No,
Just
no,
told her
she
right there.
She didn't. I wanted to. I'm surprising our audience online, though. So, anyway.
No, geared up. What do you do? I mean, seriously, as a plumbing company, what do you do when -20 is 2 days away?
Yeah, plumbing, there'll be a lot of bursted pipes and a lot of things that happen.
Here, Stephanie and I have an argument because we have a vacant house, and I keep it at 60. Nothing's going to freeze at 60.
No.
Okay, but why do pipes freeze even when people are home and have heat on? Why are pipes freezing?
Usually,
why? Was it built wrong?
No, well, it depends on, so some of it's insulation and walls to the outside. When it gets that cold.
You shouldn't run plumbing on the outside, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, your plumbing, depending on how your house was built, if it's a newer house, this typically wouldn't happen. But if your plumbing is on an outside wall.
It shouldn't be, right? Though, ideally.
Yeah, it just should be insulated, right, if it is. But where the number one thing that causes frozen pipes is usually a hose still connected to a spigot outside.
Okay.
How
about
those,
basement or crawl spaces? Crawl spaces could if it's not insulated, right? Because you run them under the floor. Man, a crawl space, that'll freeze your pipes, right?
Yep. Good. I mean, just it's all about how the house is insulated.
What about the main inlet from the city? That's not underground, is it?
It is underground. I mean,
okay, but
that's
then
not a common place.
No,
so.
It comes into your basement, right?
Right.
And anyway, we'll talk about that. I want to talk to Joe. Joe, you have a problem with Allstate. What's going on, Joe?
Well, I had a wreck on Halloween. Okay.
What did you have?
I had an accident on Halloween.
What happened?
Well, a vehicle ran into the front part of my automobile, and it was taken.
So it was there. Was it someone else's fault?
Correct. Excuse me?
Was it someone else's fault?
Actually, I had ran a red light accidentally.
Okay, Joe. No, Joe. You know what? It's so refreshing when somebody calls the show and they actually tell me what happened. Okay, so you ran a red light by mistake, and then you were hit. Were you given a ticket?
Yes.
Okay, so what's going on with Allstate?
Okay, let me. The vehicle was then taken by Randy's Towing to their lot on Las Vegas Street here in Colorado Springs. I then called to make arrangements.
Randy is the one that towed it?
Recover my personal items.
Okay, so your car, though,
truck.
I got to know something. Are you interested in recovering your car at all, or are you just going to give it up?
Yes, I am.
Okay, but you had personal items in the car?
Yes, that's true.
And what is the name of the guy that towed it? Is it in his lot or is it in a city lot?
Well, actually, it was taken without my permission or knowledge from the Randy's towing lot on South Las Vegas here in town to a place called Car Mart in Littleton, Colorado.
Now, hold on. Did Randy do that, or did Randy took it to his lot? All right, Randy's towing took it to his lot, and then who took it from his lot?
I'm not sure if they took it up to.
Who's they? Why would Randy? Why would Randy arbitrarily? Why would Randy arbitrarily just move it?
I don't think he had anything to do with it.
Who do you think did it? Do you think your insurance did it?
Littleton. And
do you think your insurance did it? Do you think your insurance had it towed? Let's get facts before we move on, man. We want to help you. You're telling me a story that makes no sense. Your car was at Randy's towing, and then somehow, mysteriously, it was towed to Littleton. Did your insurance do it?
I'm not sure.
So you don't know, honest to God, Joe, that's a problem. You don't know who towed your car from Randy's in Colorado Springs to Littleton. And where in Littleton is it?
Well, actually, they have an impound lot up there.
Who's they, man? You keep saying they. Who is they? Who's they?
Okay, it's called Car Lot. C-A-R-L-O-T.
But why would they come and get your car? Your car is wrecked. It's taken to Randy's towing. Then all of a sudden, out of a clear blue sky, somebody in Littleton comes and gets it.
I was told that was standard procedure.
From who?
Well,
Joe, am I? Hold on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Testing 1, 2. Is this working, Shannon? I don't. Okay, it is. Here's what I'm asking. Seriously, Joe, I'm not kidding. Don't hang up. I want to help you. I swear to God, we have good luck with this. But you're not communicating. You're talking about another party. We don't know who you're talking. You keep saying they, and it's standard procedure. It's their procedure. Here's what I'm asking you. Your car and you were involved. Randy's Towing took the car. Who took your car from Randy? Do you say they? Who is they?
Evidently, Car Lot did.
Why would they? This car lot in Littleton just arbitrarily took your car. How did they even know your car was there? And what do they want with your car?
Allstate apparently.
Okay, I asked you, was it your insurance? And you said no.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Allstate gave them permission, evidently, to take the vehicle up to their lot.
So is Allstate your insurance company?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Allstate took your car to a lot. Okay. And the name, is it a salvage yard they took it to? Is it a repair shop? What is it?
I think it's a holding place where they keep the individual
a holding place, just a holding lot for some reason, some kind of holding lot.
Well, I was told that.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, I got you, man. I was calling the alert here so I could get people. I just need to know, though, what did Allstate tell you the reason was they took it there? Allstate must have told you something. What did they tell you?
That's standard procedure.
Okay. They're the ones that told you it's standard procedure. But what do they mean by standard procedure? Is there some kind of Is there some kind of holding lot they put it in? The adjuster comes and looks at it?
Yeah, they probably don't want it sitting at a body shop or repair shop because they could be charged each day until they make the decision if it's totaled or where to bring it.
Okay. Hold on a second. Thank you, Mark. Hold on, Joe. Can we get Compass Insurance Group on, too, to answer a question for us? I'm Tom Martino. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net for excellent water systems. Oh, yeah. For the lowest price when you come to with drinking water at your kitchen sink under $1,000.
Is your job recession-proof? Now might be the perfect time to switch careers and become an IT professional with My Computer Career. IT is listed as one of the top recession-proof professions. You could have your dream job in just months, not years. No experience needed. Take classes online or on campus. And financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
You know, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is a client of this show, and I am a customer. What do? They help you plan for retirement. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be my age. You can start planning in your 30s or 40s. In fact, it would be better. And don't think having an IRA, a 401k, and all of that is your plan. Those are elements of a plan. So is Social Security and Medicare and insurance and estate planning. It's all part of it. But they help you put it together to find out what you need, what you don't need, what you need more of, and how you should be approaching retirement for income, investments, insurance, and security. They go over it all. They've seen it hundreds of times. A family-owned and operated business retirement planning center of the Rockies, rpcenter.com. Meet with them as many times as you need to feel comfortable. They'll come to you, rpcenter.com. 970-663-3211. Part of your finances is usually a home mortgage of some kind, and right now, you know the mortgage industry is in shambles. Do you know what? Affordable Interest Mortgage has a product everyone is going to, and it's called the Liquid Loan. Why? Because it's a variable rate with limits, plus it's a line of credit. A 30-year line of credit. So even though it's variable interest and interest is higher, you're actually paying less interest on this loan than on conventional loans of much lower rates because of the way it works. You pay only on the outstanding balance for the time it's out. But every dime you keep in the same bank earns the same amount of interest, which offsets that part of the loan. Also, you can pay just interest to keep your payments lower. And if you're only going to be in your home a few years, it makes sense. Then when you want to move or you feel like staying, you can make chunks of payments on the principal. Then you can borrow it back. In fact, you can pay off your entire house. And then later in life, you need the money, you borrow it back. A 30-year line of credit, the liquidloan.com. You need to find out more. It's an amazing product. Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then...
So the January 6th committee will finally do what they wanted to do the whole time.
What?
Their final meetings today, they're hearing, and they're recommending criminal charges of, sedition and all of that, treason and up front to Trump.
You think they'll succeed?
Huh?
You think they'll succeed?
I think they'll succeed in bringing something. I don't know if they'll succeed in prosecuting. I mean, the guys, they've been after him forever. Everybody's been after him.
And then you see what the FBI was doing on Twitter.
I know.
Like, you see, like who regulates the FBI right now?
Nobody.
Like, all the shit coming out right now, it's like, how do you...
That the FBI they were telling social media what not to run.
They were censoring speech
themselves.
Even dumb shit, like the dumbest, like jokes and
I know the Hunter Biden thing. What else?
Just stupid stuff like jokes. Like I don't remember. Like you can find it. It's like some people posting just making fun of something. It's just like not even like nothing.
And that was Twitter only, or all?
And FBI saying remove this, and they say okay, and they do it. out of all the stuff there is to regulate by the FBI, like the level of...
Well, they don't have regulation power over Twitter.
Exactly.
They just took the power.
And directed very specific...
It's crazy.
Like, how is the FBI on one side or the other?
No, they shouldn't be. I know. No, not when they're doing their job. No. It's crazy. You're right.
And then the only one that can regulate them is the president, right? Which...
You know, censorship is one of the biggest challenges our country has to control. Censorship of social media. One big problem. How big of a problem? Our entire country can be steered, and all the answer is, oh, it's a private company. They can do what they want. No, they can't. Not when you become a utility.
More than they were looking into. It was a big deal. Why isn't it a big deal right now?
Because they like the censorship because it's for them.
But the people that were, it was the Republicans that were doing it. And now they're not doing it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Joe, right now, we just need to figure out what you want, and we're going to get our insurance expert on and try to help you. So here is the deal. Your car was towed by your insurance company to a holding lot. We looked into it. Mark said they don't want to pay storage charges and impound fees, so they put it in a lot where they either own or they have control over. And then what they do is they have time to assess the car and give you choices. Now, Joe, they will be in touch with you as soon as an adjuster looks at it. That's the process. Joe?
Right.
So, what do you need from us? How can we help you?
Okay, let me, let's see. I've written this down because I know you want me to be concise and everything.
No, you don't have to be concise. You just have to answer basic questions. But go ahead. What do you need from us now? Has it taken too long? Because it's been Halloween. Have you heard from them yet? You'll have a choice, either to fix it or they're going to total it. Have they told you that yet?
They are going to bring the truck down to my place of residence.
And do what?
They're just going to leave it here.
Did you have insurance on it, like collision on it?
Well, I had full coverage.
Okay. What year? What kind of truck was it?
It's an 09 Tacoma extended cab, a V6.
An 09 Tacoma. Okay. So that's a nice truck. How many miles?
Let me see. It had about like 70,000, something
okay.
like that.
So why are they bringing it to your house instead of fixing it?
Well, Allstate, after 7 weeks, has released the vehicle to be delivered from...
I guess what I'm asking is, are they going... You have coverage. Did they make you an offer to settle for the coverage? Did they say, okay, get it fixed, or you got to total it? What did they say? Joe, did they say we're going to fix it? Let's take yes or no. Did they say let's fix it?
No,
okay.
They're not going to fix it.
Are they going to total it?
I had heard that they were.
Okay, and they made you an offer, and you said, I want to keep the truck, so you take less money and keep the truck, and you're going to try to fix it? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay, that's that. People do that sometimes. They want to keep the truck or the car. They take money, a little less than a total cover, because they get the wreck back, and so they charge you for the salvage, and then you take it back, and they're going to deliver it to you. Have they already paid you for it yet, or did they just? How's that going to work out? Are they going to pay you for it?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? They tell you. Joe, did they make you an offer on your wreck? That's a yes or a no.
That could,
Joe, did they make you a financial settlement offer to total your car? Did they say, Joe, your car's totaled, you're going to be sent a check for 18 grand or 20 grand, and you said, no, I want to keep it? It was a conversation had.
Not really, no.
Not really. So when they said they wanted to total your car, they didn't give you an amount?
No, sir.
And so so then you're having it towed to your house, but what about the settlement? Why would you have it towed to your house not knowing what they're going to charge you for that? Why would you do that?
They're not supposed to charge me because it's been released by Allstate to bring it down here.
Okay, but what I mean by that is this. Oh my God, Joe, I don't think you understand what's going on. I don't. When your car is totaled, let's give it a price. Let's say it's worth 20 grand. How much is it worth? Do you know, Joe? Do you know?
Okay, the note is $21,000.
Well, that doesn't mean it's worth 21, okay? But they're going to make you an offer to total the truck. They're going to say, we're going to give you 20 grand, okay? Now, you say, but I want to keep the truck. Then they say, okay,
right.
We're only going to give you 16 grand, and you can keep the truck. Was that conversation had?
No, sir.
Then why are you keeping the truck? What if they wanted to give you $50,000 for it? You don't even know what you're doing. Why are you having the truck towed to your house?
Because I don't think it's totaled, actually.
But you don't even know what they're offering you. What if they're offering you a great price for that truck and you can buy a new one?
Take it.
Did you ask them, Joe?
No.
How old are you?
I'm 73 years old.
Okay, that might be it. That might be it. And I apologize if it is. Joe, is it safe to say you don't understand this process? Just maybe I'm coming down.
It's totally safe. I don't
okay, then Joe, I'm sorry. I want to help you then. Hold on. Okay, I get it now. I'm not going to abuse an old guy. He just doesn't understand. Joe, he doesn't understand the process. Maybe I thought you understood more than you did. So I can't assume you did. In a Christmas spirit, the Christmas of kindness, I'm going to say, Joe, I'm going to put you in touch. Who should I give this to? Who should I give this to? Mo, Curly Joe, or Larry? Who should I give it to? Suze, can we give this to somebody to help the poor guy? Maybe Jeremy can help him. I know. Hey, Jeremy, this guy has Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group, home of the free insurance checkup, by the way. They really do a great job seeing if you're overinsured or if you're underinsured, paying too much for coverage. 303-996-9000. Here's what I want to ask you, Jeremy. This guy's in a wreck. They tow his truck to Allstate has it towed somewhere. And now they say to him, we're going to total the truck. He says, I don't want to total. Without any discussion of money whatsoever, they release the truck to him, and he's going to have it towed home. Now, what in God's name is going on? He doesn't know how much they're offering him. He doesn't know how much it's costing him to keep the truck. He has no idea. He may never be able to get the truck fixed. I mean, shouldn't they have told him an offer before they release that truck?
Yeah, and
Jeremy was disconnected. You know, is this Halloween or is this Christmas coming up? I'm feeling very spooked and haunted right now. Is he back? Okay, Jeremy. Why would they release?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Why? No, sorry. Okay. Why would they release that truck to him without
Well,
giving?
it's still his truck,
right.
So it's not. They don't have a right to just keep the truck. I mean, they can say the truck is totaled
and still release
it. They will mail him the.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, it's his truck, so he can get the truck. But for them to pay him the money, they're going to take possession of the truck.
They're either going to take possession of the truck again, or they're going to let him keep it and give him less money, right?
Right. He could buy it back on a salvage value if that's something he'd want to do, which is a pretty complicated process. So I just always advise people in general, really understand what you're doing on that.
Most people, when they buy their salvage, and try to fix it up for the money left over, it never pays.
No, the only time I see it potentially working out is on hail claims, where you don't care about the aesthetic damage. There is a good option in those scenarios, but when you actually have physical damage to the vehicle, from an accident, rarely, and no one understands that when you buy it back salvaged, you have to either get it rebranded, which is a process that you have to go through, or you have a salvaged vehicle.
Right, and it's worth way less. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it insured again under normal collision.
Right.
Yep. Thank you, Compass Insurance Group. So, Joe, I don't know if you heard that, but they're going to tow the car to your house. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then they're going to make you an offer, but you don't know enough to know if that truck's worth keeping or not. You don't. How would you know? Did you have a mechanic look at it? Did you have a body shop look at it?
No.
Then you have no idea if it's worth keeping or not. You said, well, I don't think it's totaled. Well, who are you? I mean that, like, what expertise do you have to know that?
I was told by one of their adjusters that the vehicle was totaled.
Okay, what I'm asking, Joe, is you're having it towed to your house, and you said you do not think it is totaled. My question is, why? What knowledge do you have?
Apparently none.
Okay, that's right. Hold on. Let's get someone to help him. And then I want to find the person who set up this call again just to prank me. Is this a prank call or is this real? Is this a real call? It really is? It's not a Christmas prank? Okay, let's get Joe some help. We need someone who can walk him through the process of getting this valued by the insurance company, making him an offer, and then he deciding whether he's going to keep it or not. Joe, you may not even get enough money to pay off your loan. I'm just telling you that. That car, Mark, do you know what that car might be worth?
No idea.
A 2009 Toyota Tacoma. How many miles were on this,
15.
Joe, how many miles were on this?
About 70,000.
Okay, hold on. Let's get a price on this maybe from somebody. It's a 2009 Toyota Tacoma, and it's got about 70,000 miles. What is it worth? Let's find out. Anyway, I'm going to go back to an Ameritech follow-up, and I'm going to go, and I appreciate Compass, so hold on, folks.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by The Truth with Lisa Booth podcast.
Pretty standard driving throughout the Denver Metro as we navigate that 10 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound flowing free into and out of downtown. West of downtown, I-70 eastbound at Pecos Street. Looks like we've got some construction work with stop-and-go traffic back from Lowell Boulevard. Over on the east end of town, no complaints. I-70 east and westbound over to the airport. And south from there, I-225 north and southbound free and clear driving for our friends in Aurora and DTC. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today with highs in the lower 40s, overnight low of 15 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy again with a high of 42. The current temperature in Denver is 30 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
This is Lisa Booth. Is Joe Biden the most compromised president in history? We'll ask incoming House Oversight Chairman James Comer. Listen to The Truth with Lisa Booth every Monday and Thursday, but you can listen throughout the week on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Real stem cell therapy can get you out of pain and possibly be an alternative to painful surgery. But how do you know if you're a candidate? Denver Regenerative Medicine can help you decide. You talk to a real stem cell doctor. Denver Regenerative Medicine. I'm going to give you a number. You can set it up. Now, what they do is they take a look at previous conditions they've handled over the last the last 20 years. Last 10 years, the last 10 years. And they have such a good track record. They'll be honest with you and give you an honest assessment. denverregen.com for real stem cell therapy. Look into it. 833-STEM-GEN. 833-STEM-GEN.
If you're looking for a unique gift this holiday season, check out Rosetta Stone. It's the award-winning app that's helped millions of people around the world learn to speak new languages with confidence. A lifetime unlimited subscription provides forever access to all 25 of Rosetta Stone's languages, from Spanish and Chinese to German and Tagalog. And through December 25th, they're offering it for 40% off. It's the perfect present for the people in your life who value meaningful experiences instead of just getting more stuff. Got a buddy who's planning a big trip to Europe next year? A cousin who's been saying she wants to learn Korean to connect with her culture? Or that friend who'd love to be able to tell people he can say cheers in 10 different languages? Rosetta Stone is something they'll actually use and love for life. So visit rosettastone.com today to save $120 on a lifetime unlimited subscription. If you're looking for a unique gift this holiday season, check out Rosetta Stone.
Guys, 2022's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas exclusively from Pajamagram. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin, even more alluring than lingerie. The texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today, and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That is free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Paid for by government.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan Silver Dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It's been 100 years since the last Morgan Silver Dollar coin was struck for circulation, and now, for a limited time only, full-pound bags of original U.S. government-struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan Silver Dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates and mint marks, guaranteed. Call 1-800-721-0383 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan Silver Dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack, valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-721-0383 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan Silver Dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-721-0383. That's 1-800-721-0383.
Back in 1969, when Grandpa started this business, he charged $69 to unclog any drain in the home. Today, it's still the same. I'm sure Grandpa's proud. SVEAGLE.com. Spiegel, on time since 1969.
We put all your music, radio stations, and podcasts in one easy-to-use app, and we made it completely free because, well, let's face it, you have other things to do with your money. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
For your back, neck, and joint pain, visit SpineOne.com for a same-day appointment now. That's SpineOne.com.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. RealCBDThatWorks.com for pain, inflammation, anxiety, Brought to you by Panacea Life in Golden. By the way, they have very big sales going on right now. If you go to the site, you'll find out about them. Plus, if you put Tom in the promo code, you get 30% off. And they have very low prices for stocking stuffers and cosmetics with anti-inflammatory properties. RealCBDthatworks.com. Joe, here's the process. I'm going on to another call, but here's the process. First and foremost, they're going to tow the truck to your house. Second, we got to get a value on the truck. If it's not worth what you owe, there's no sense discussing it. You have to take the money, apply it to your loan, and do what you can to pay the rest off. That it could be a very sad situation if you overpaid for it and your loan is more than your car is worth. That's not unusual to be upside down in a truck. Have you had that truck for a long time, Joe?
I've had it, let me see, since last year, 2009.
What did you pay for it?
I think it was $23,000 is what it was valued at.
Okay. Listen, we're going to get a price for you so you're not ripped off, okay? So you hang on. You hang on, and we'll figure it out. Glenn, hi. What's going on with you, Glenn? What's happening?
Well, we're on the way to the bank to deposit a check for $31.50 from Ameritech.
Are you happy or what, bro? I ought to tell people what this is all about. And I'm going to thank Ameritech for coming through. I think that we did a little pushing on that. And Deputy Doc, he helped, I hope. But here's the bottom line. You contracted with Ameritech, Scott and Brian Brill, June 6th. You paid $3,150 for a front door. It was not delivered. You waited 6 months, and they kept saying, well, it's almost done. You called the manufacturer and found out that those doors are special ordered, and most likely they couldn't do it, yet these guys kept saying it was almost done. I asked them for an order number. Did you ever check that order number that he gave us on the phone? Because the Ameritech, a representative from Ameritech, a very nice guy, came on and said, we already offered him a refund, and he didn't take it, and you said that was never done. But the bottom line was he did say they would refund your money and if you wanted it. And I asked for an order number, and he gave us one. Did you ever check that order number?
They said they could not fill it.
Okay. So then you got your money back, $3,150. Is that right?
I think we had a salesman that did not want to lose the commission. And once we got past that salesman, the company stepped up.
But I thank Ameritech for taking it, for once they found out about it, taking care of this. And you're cashing that check? Well, good for you. That's good, Glenn.
Well, we're going to deposit it. Hopefully, it will clear the bank.
I think it will. I think it will. Now, if you want a door, may I suggest you go to referralist.com, and one that comes to mind right away is a Provia door. It is a, it's made by, not made by, but distributed by K&H Home Solutions. They are great people.
K&H, right?
Yeah, K&H. You can find them at khwindows.com, but their name is K&H Home Solutions, and they're on referralist.com. Good people. Tell them I told you to call.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
It's a typical late morning drive throughout the Denver metro. I-25 north and southbound flowing free into and out of the downtown area. Just west of downtown, I-70 eastbound construction work continues at Pecos Street with stop-and-go traffic back from Lowell Boulevard. Speaking of construction work, all the way over on the east end of town, Paney Boulevard southbound looks like road work is picking back up between Tower Road and 56th. Otherwise, a pretty easy drive across town. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today with highs in the low to mid 40s. Overnight low of 15 degrees tonight, nice and cold. Tomorrow, high of 42, mostly cloudy skies. The current temperature in Denver is 34 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Did you know that there's a Christmas tradition that started in a gas station? Well, it's the Hess Toy Trucks, and it's been around for nearly half a century. We'll bring you their story in this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
TheLiquidLoan.com, a 30-year line of credit. If you're not going to stay in your house more than 5 years, you may just want to pay interest only, and you get a really good break on your payment. And let's face it, you don't pay much principal anyway in the first 5 years. It keeps your payment low. Now, let's say you change your mind, you want to stay in your house. Do you know you can pay principal $10,000, $1,000? You can pay principal and interest with every payment, and if you do, it goes down faster than a regular loan, and I'll tell you why. Because you're only paying for outstanding principal. You're never paying interest in advance like other mortgages. The other thing is this. It's a line of credit. So if you pay a bunch of your house off and then you need the money for college or something, you can borrow it back. It's a 30-year line of credit. You pay it down, borrow it up. Pay it down, borrow it up. Another thing, all the money you keep in the same bank makes the same amount of interest, exactly the same as your mortgage balance, which offsets that part of the mortgage. What a smart loan in today's crazy world. Affordable interest mortgage, theliquidloan.com, 720-895-0500. John Fuller is an attorney you can find at referralist.com. I'll also give you his website. But John Fuller is an attorney who has chosen to have a law firm only as large as the cases he can personally handle. Of course, he has paralegals and assistants, but he handles each and every case and talks to each and every client. In fact, you'll get his personal cell phone. John Fuller wants you to call him. You will notice the difference when you do. You'll talk to him. He'll help evaluate your case and give you an idea of what he thinks it's worth and how he's going to attack it. And then he has creative ways to collect from various sources. Plus, he negotiates down bills for you to net you more money in the end. Call John Fuller Law, myaccidentlawyer.co. myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500. Notice the difference, 303-597-4500.
This holiday season, 12 strangers, 12 tales, 12 ghosts. A fiction podcast from me, Aaron Mahnke, starring Malcolm McDowell.
So, this is the afterlife.
This is the liminal space between life and the next chapter. This is the great in-between.
A chilling new collection of stories presented in immersive 3D audio starting December 14th, ending on Christmas Day. Listen to 12 Ghosts on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Have you been naughty or nice this year? Cash don't care. At Jackson Hewitt, you could still get up to $4,500 for the holidays. Some bucks now, more bucks in January. So be naughty. Snap up all the ginger snaps. Wear a pretty sweater to an ugly sweater holiday party. You could still get up to $4,500 when you go to Jackson Hewitt today. Details at jacksonhewitt.com. Eligible clients can get up to $1,000 in December and up to $3,500 in January. Loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Finance.
Guys, 2022's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas exclusively from Pajamagram. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin. Even more alluring than lingerie, the texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That is free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Call with a problem, question, or complaint at 303-713-TALK. We'll get you lined right up. You can also call 303-MARTINO 24/7. Leave your ideas and leave your problems. Leave a number. We'll get back to you. So 303-MARTINO works all the time. In fact, it comes right to the studio when we're on the air. 303-627-8466. And then, of course, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. George is with us, owner of Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com. Hey, I have a mystery. You guys put in a boiler for me, and you put in this, what is that newfangled fancy, what is that thermostat you guys did for me? I love the work. I'm not complaining about your work, so don't get all shook. I love the work. I love everything. But is it the Nest, that round one?
Yeah.
Okay. I erased. I don't like programmable thermostats. I don't like thermostats that think they're smarter than me. So they try to predict, based on my habits, when I'm going to be home and what heat I want and what air I want and what I want and what day I want. I turned all that off. You can turn that off. You can turn off predictive habits. You can turn off the schedule. I turned off the schedule. Off. I turned off the predictive, whatever they call it, programming, predictive programming, and the schedule. I turned it off. So when I want heat, I go bing, and I turn it up, and when I don't, I turn it down. That's the way I want it. However, for the life of me, and then that has an emergency setting of some kind, the absolute lowest temperature ever, and we put it on 50. I don't know what that means, but it's the absolute lowest temperature. But I have no schedule. I want everyone listening, if you have a Nest, I need help. Maybe he has to call the office to find it. But, okay, so I turned off all intelligent programming, meaning they try to predict your habits. I turned off all schedules. There's no schedule. We turn the heat up to 70 at night because it's going to get cold. That boiler, by the way, we love that boiler. It's amazing. It's about half the size or a quarter of the size of these older ones. They're so remarkable. Do you still do boilers? Because some companies stopped doing them. You stopped too?
We stopped.
A lot of companies don't want to mess with them.
Yeah, the reason why is everyone they're all different. The skill level
too much
is high,
labor,
and it just creates our number one complaint. And anyone that does boilers, they'll tell you their number one complaint is just availability, especially when it gets cold.
There's not enough people that know about them.
So we still do them. We still have people that do them for our clients that already have them. But
yeah, like
any
mine.
new clients with boilers, yeah, we're not doing them.
Okay, so listen. Why does that Nest turn itself down to 58? Why? It's arbitrary. I never picked 58. Why? Sometimes after we set it at 70, we come down in the morning and it's 58. Why? I can't figure it out. And then sometimes it doesn't do that.
See, these Nest thermostats are super smart, and they know you don't like it, so it just does that to screw with you.
Just to piss me off. No. Has that happened to anyone with a Nest? I promise you I turned all the programming off. And maybe it's just sometimes, and it's not all the time. So normally when we're not home or we're not messing around, I'll leave it at 68, okay? 68. Sometimes it stays there. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just goes to 58.
You should I'll have somebody come change it.
Okay.
You shouldn't even have a Nest if you don't use it.
It doesn't go to 50. It doesn't go to 80. It goes to 58. I don't know why it's doing it, though. I mean, it's an attractive little... You're right. That thermostat is overkill for us. All we do is set the temperature. Do you like programmable thermostats yourself? Do you like them? I don't like them.
Yes, but the funny thing is, but I don't even use them the way that I should.
I know. Don't you want the freedom to turn your heat on and off?
That's how we do it.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
A lot of people don't.
I want to turn my heat on and off. Then I want to turn it to cool and turn on and off. Okay, hold on. Then there's another system. By the way, they do my... So listen to this one. In the other house, this is a weird one. I have... How it is, I have Honeywell zoning, right? And I have 2 furnaces, and I have... Your guys will know it because they did it. They know it. But here's the deal. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I found the middle... I have a lower floor, a middle floor for one furnace, and the upper floor has a smaller furnace. I think that's how it is. So 2 floors are on one furnace, a bigger one, and the smaller furnace is for upstairs. The upstairs one works, right? The bigger furnace turns itself to cooling. The mode goes from heating to cooling on one floor and heating on the other. How is that even possible? I'm getting air conditioning on the main floor, and I said, who the hell turned the air on? I thought maybe I did it by mistake because it's on my phone. So I turned it off. Everything, it works perfectly, by the way. So I woke up the other night when I had my kids. This is another house, and guess what? Air is on again. The air. I don't even know how it flips from heating to air. You have to actually go into the system and switch the mode. I don't know how it works.
Well, you must have it programmed. But it can't be doing the same furnace heating and cooling at the same time. It's not possible. At the same exact time.
All right, people. If you have a Nest, let me know about that. If you've ever had a furnace. Anyway, there's another mystery, though, going on with electrical. And I think I'm being messed with somehow, but this electrical problem is a mystery that I cannot figure out. Maybe you can. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, give me a call. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the
downstairs because it's on one furnace. It's not, but it says it's on heat.
That's fine. Because you have two thermostats. It might say heat, but it's not actually heating.
I have 3 thermostats, 1, 3, and 4.
Yeah, and you have zoning, so it might say heat, but it's just not active.
Yeah.
And the other one's cooling.
And it is cooling because my
yeah.
bedroom got cold. But I want to show you what it looks like. It's sensing. And what's really funny is this app, by the way, really works well. Okay, so I have him set at 60. I'm not home.
Troubleshooter show. What is your first?
So in the middle of the night, this one was on cool. It just turned to cool. And to turn to cool, you have to go on the floor. You have to go to the mode and then change it. But now auto means it goes either way. You know, that's what you do in the fall and the spring when it can get hot.
Yeah, can you send?
But I don't ever do that.
Yeah, can you send it to an email or do you need a text phone number? What's best for you?
That's not heat. They're not on auto. And then this one should be on heat, not auto. So I don't know why, but that middle one changed.
Oh, okay, great. But let me just bug you for your phone number as soon as I get my texting.
I don't know.
Okay?
I don't know.
Hang on just a second. What is your phone number?
Or Stephanie's messenger.
I have an electrical circuit.
296-4388.
30 amp circuit. That I know this was off in my hanger. I went out, showed in the breaker, reset it. 10 seconds, click, clicks off. I checked all my GFIs. They're fine.
No, it's tripping the breaker. So if it tripped the breaker, something's tripping the breaker.
Right. So I went and unplugged everything from that 30 amp circuit.
Alrighty, I just
Now
texted
this
you.
rep is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's the
send
first
that
thing to
over
do.
me.
I unplugged everything.
Appreciate
Did
it.
it turn on?
No, it
Bye.
turned on and flipped again. It broke it. It kept breaking. So I went in, turned off my. By some chance, I just see the junkie box, but my heater's still working. It's a tube with a blower, gas tube and a blower. You've seen those, right?
Yeah.
Turned it off. I turned off my water heater a long time ago. Because that's on that circuit, the water heater, and that wasn't it. So I turned off the heater, which was on. You could hear it. I turned the thermostat down all the way, so it went off. Reset the breaker, it stayed. That's not even on that breaker. Not even on it. Now, it might have been a coincidence, so then I plugged everything in, and everything works, nothing tripped. But I have a feeling if I kick the heater on...
Oh, you should have done that.
I know,
to
but
see,
I didn't have time. I know, I should have. I know, and I'm going to try it, but I was going to call you guys out and just say, fucking help me.
Two things. Guy said he has the same thing as you on the Nest. He's sending me a YouTube video that helps him fix that issue. Second thing is, so this lady is calling for a 90-year-old neighbor lady who's been ripped off. She hired 3 guys to install a boiler. I guess it all went to health, and she called you guys. You guys saved the day, but these boiler guys are still harassing her for payment or something. I'm going to get it on the air. I just wanted you to know that's where you guys are going to be mentioned. Okay?
Cool.
See if we can help her with whoever was the before. I got to go wash that.
Would you? What is it? For Tom City?
Next to it, like somebody left sugar.
see that Christmas party, but we're doing it in January.
Yes,
We're doing
I saw
kickoff
that.
party now.
Yep, yep.
Not fight with the Christmas parties.
I think Parker and I.
Same thing as last year, but it's January.
I'm gonna let you guys know for sure we'll RSVP. So we get back from the new year, and that's the 7th, and then on the 9th I'm leaving for a girls' trip with my daughter to Cancun. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Just to have some time with her on the beach. So yeah, it's gonna be a crazy weekend, but I think for sure we can definitely make that work. We'd love to. We came last year. It was fun.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, just let Jackie know on there.
Oh yeah, I think that was the lady from last year too, right?
Yeah, it was.
Gaylord's always fun. It's gorgeous up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully they still have all the Christmas lights and everything going.
We should. I should ask her to find out, actually.
They didn't come yet, honey.
What was he doing?
Oh, they're here. They're almost here.
I'll tell you after the car, he's coming in the door with hotel staff and his security guy's wife.
Andrea Rose
It wasn't
is going to bring them up.
But I mean,
they'll drop the puppies off. Andrew's going to give them a tour and stuff, and they'll come back.
Oh no,
Just
I'm
have
much bigger.
when they come back.
That's why he
Make Kylie talk on the radio.
Just Shannon's little.
Make Kylie talk on the radio.
So I walked by him like this, and I mean, we just like this, you know. And that's all I could say.
Did he say anything?
No, he just looked down. He kept going.
You got $1 dollars, and you're at the Monarch of all places.
It's very nice.
Well, we love the Monarch.
Yes. But he's got more money in his
There's
wallet
nothing.
than they've got in the bank.
Yeah, I was going to say, but there's nothing else.
I
That's
understand
it.
that, but go to Vegas. You can afford Vegas.
I thought he
Charter
was
a jet.
Isn't he super religious? I thought he was like anti-gambling.
I don't know. There's no way that's serious.
I did. I thought Tom and Stephanie said they were glad he was coming, before the season.
He mentioned God.
I'd like to thank God for all my money.
But I was thinking, how many people in the building right now can walk to
I can't imagine. Like, would you recognize him? I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
I know you did. But
Yeah.
I would recognize him, I think.
Yeah, possibly.
He seems, if he's my height or a little taller, I find that crazy. That's like Doug Flutie and shit.
That's where you should be. Go for the Grey Cup, you little sissy.
Okay. What do you mean? Oh, thank you. I thought you were calling.
So you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So listen, man, I talked about a problem I had, and I get an answer from a listener. I love it. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net for water systems under your sink for all the drinking water you want under $1,000 fully installed. Waterpros.net. Hey, speaking of water, of course, we have Fix It 24/7 here. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And I talked about a Nest. They did a wonderful system for me, and I have a Nest. And I like the Nest. I have it on my phone so I can set temps and all that. But for some reason, it kept resetting itself down to 58. I don't know why it picked 58. Now, the Nest is a thermostat that learns your habits. It really does. So if you didn't want to set a schedule, and there are people that swear by it if you look at the reviews. So if you don't want to set a schedule and you just want to turn your heat on and off when you want it, or set a temperature at night and then during the day you turn it down, it tries to predict what days you're doing that, and then it mimics your behavior.
I don't like that. It's called predictive scheduling. So I take that off. I turned it off. And I don't like regular schedules either. Just never use them. So I turned that off. So then I thought, okay, I got myself knocked. I got it right. Turned all that off. So now I can just turn my heat on and off when I want it. Isn't that what you do, Mark? Do you ever program? You don't program. I know you don't.
We have it set right now on 67, and that's where it'll stay all winter.
So you don't turn it up or down during the day or night?
67.
Oh, I wonder if that's probably a better way. But anyway, it doesn't matter. When I put mine at 70.
Yeah, but sometimes you're not there for a few days.
No. This is the house. This is the main house, and I said.
Okay.
So when I stay there and it's on 70, sometimes we get up in the morning, it's on 58. It just arbitrarily, or sometimes during the day, it sets itself to 58.
Unless if we have like a drastic quick cold front move in like within an hour. What I love about our furnace is variable, not only the burners.
Variable speed, right, George?
But
is that what they do?
The fan motor goes from like 5% to 100, and you never hear ours running unless you jack it up real quick.
Yeah,
you just don't hear it.
Are variable speed fans the shiznits nowadays, George?
Yeah, for efficiency. I mean, so they just keep your house the same temperature. You know, a lot of people like you and me, when your house is 58 and you're like, oh crap, I need to turn the heat on. It's cold.
Yeah.
It just costs you a lot more to do that when you're often doing that because it takes so much more energy to get your house up to that
temp. Do you think it's better
temp.
to keep a certain temperature? I keep a vacant house at 60 on 3 floors. Is that too low? I don't think so.
No, that's fine. It's a vacant house, so that keeps your utility load too. So, you know, you're not heating to 70. But if you were heating to 70 versus keeping it at 60 and you had a variable speed, it really wouldn't be much different.
Okay, so
Cost-wise.
But if you're in a house and live in a house, if you're going to work, can't you turn it down while you go to work and then turn it back up when you get home, or is that you don't think that's a good idea?
It costs you more. So
it does really. So then
it does.
Then if it costs you more, then you're defeating the purpose.
Right.
So are you saying if you keep it at a certain temperature all day, it's better?
If you have a variable speed.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Okay. What about a boiler in the one house?
Boiler, definitely, because it costs a lot to bring, and it takes longer to bring your house up to temperature, especially when it's cold out. So definitely better to keep it at the same temp.
What's the most efficient heat? Is it hot air? It is, right, nowadays, with the way they build them.
You know,
if you were building a new house, you wouldn't put a boiler in, would you?
It depends on where.
Yeah.
Depends on where. If you have air conditioning, no. If you only have heat, then yeah, it's still boiler.
Okay, all right. And so, okay, here's the bottom line. 303-713-TALK. If we're talking plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, drains, whatever. When it comes to drains, this texter wants to know about a check valve. Do they make, because now I've heard about them, but then I heard some cities don't allow them. A check valve meaning to prevent a sewer backup. Have you heard those? Do you guys do those?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it true that some cities won't allow them? And I don't know why they wouldn't allow them. I think it's foolhardy. I've heard, but supposedly, if you have this one-way valve, whatever it's called, a check valve for your sewer line, nothing can come back. It only can go one way. But I heard some cities, it's called a backflow valve or something or whatever. But you guys do them. Do you do them routinely?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we do. I don't know of a city that doesn't allow
Okay,
them.
so maybe I got that wrong. I heard some sewer systems, so let's see, check valve and backflow preventer so I guess they are pretty. So then sewer backups you never have to have ever with that, right?
If you have that, right.
I don't know why everyone wouldn't put one in. I mean, because sewer backups are not uncommon. And do you have to go? You don't have to dig up to do it, do you? Can you do it from the house?
I don't know the technical aspect
okay.
of it. I mean, I'm an electrician. I don't.
Okay.
All I know about plumbing is crap flows downhill and.
Okay. Now.
Friday.
So with electric, I had one 30 amp circuit that kept tripping on a breaker, and I had a bunch of stuff plugged into it, and I thought, okay, why is it tripping? So I unplugged everything and reset the breaker, and it would only stay on for 10 seconds with everything unplugged. And this is a what do you call it? I want to call it. It's a building. It's a separate building with a workshop. Okay, so there's a heater in it, a propane heater with a tube, and the fan was still running. It was working. But for the hell of it, I turned it off. And then reset the breaker, and the breaker stayed on. And I said, now what would a heater have to do with a breaker? They're not connected. They don't. But what I didn't do is after it reset and stayed, I didn't turn the heater back on to see if it tripped it. But it was a mystery to me. Now, here's another thing I want to ask you. If you see a junction box and wires coming out of it, I assumed all the outlets coming out of that junction box are connected to the same circuit, but they're not. Because sometimes they just crisscross two circuits, and they use a junction box.
Yeah, there's different circuits in there.
But
they could share a neutral, and your heater actually it shouldn't be, but it could be sharing a neutral with this. So if you go turn the heater on and it trips the breaker, and that's what trips the breaker, that heater is sharing a neutral with the other circuits, and it shouldn't be.
I wonder why. Okay, so in any case, these are the thing about electrical is it's often. It's finding the problem that's the labor. It's not the problem fixing it.
Yeah, right. And it could take, depending on the skill set of the person and the complication of the problem, could take days. I mean, imagine, like, there's so many crazy things that happen, but let's just say an old house and somebody spliced a wire in that wall right there, you would never know.
Right.
And it actually comes apart.
Yeah.
Which happens. And now you're trying to troubleshoot and chase and find junction boxes, but you're not supposed to ever bury a junction box or a splice, but it happens.
Okay.
So sometimes we have to just refeed the circuit because you can't even figure it out after spending hours and hours trying to troubleshoot it and trace the wires. Yeah.
I know. So electrical is the most mysterious, but plumbing's pretty, and electrical's also something people put off. Why is that? If they have like an outlet doesn't work, they might put it off, or something that gets warm, they don't.
They could sometimes do without it.
Right.
But if an outlet isn't working, if it's a loose wire that's sparking
that's
somewhere,
a problem.
That's what in your walls, you'd want to know that, right?
Now, the other thing is, they put that off, but they'll never put a plumbing problem off.
No, because you got to use it. It's
Right.
all about what you
and
can
it's
get away with.
Also, leaking water. People can't stand a leak somewhere or a loss of pressure. So, I mean, plumbing is immediate. Heating is immediate. Like, will you automatically get calls during this coming? Mark says it's going to be 20 degrees. Will you automatically get a crap load?
Negative 20.
Oh, negative.
We won't be able to keep up. Nobody will.
But why is it why does that happen? Why don't people do more preventive stuff?
You know, that's actually a great topic because back to what we do when we do a tune-up, we actually clean it.
Yeah.
None of those clients.
You test it, make sure everything's working.
Right, but it's cleaning the dirt out. It's not even. Yes, we check if is there anything that's going bad. Yes, we do that, but nothing will be going bad if you keep it maintained. All those people that we serviced this last year, let's say, and cleaned all that dirt out.
They're not going to call you
when it's negative 17. Their system's going to be working, and the people that didn't get that done correctly.
Why does dirt affect something at negative 15 or negative 20?
Well, it doesn't have to be negative 50. It could be any temperature. But when it gets that low, it's working so much harder, and it's constant. It is not shutting off. And by the way, when it gets that low...
And you're talking a lot of dirt on those fans really make a difference.
A huge difference in repairs and breakdowns. So those people, yes, they are the systems that the people that took advantage of actually getting it maintained correctly and getting it clean, they won't have an issue. They won't have an issue with their system not working. I will tell you, people that have even a brand new system, because when it gets that low outside, it's going to feel like, I don't care what system you have, it's going to feel like it might feel like it's not working.
Okay.
So if your house isn't well insulated, I don't care how good your system is. When it's that freaking cold, you're going to be like, my system ain't working. Right. There is no system that's going to make a difference.
Rod, what's happening? Did you do a backflow?
We did recently. Actually, at a vacation home, we got down to New Mexico, and they had to dig up that sewer line area just in the part once they scoped it to find out where it wasn't. Basically, it was too level that everything was backing up, and it was tied into another pipe poorly. That they went in and did a backflow. Now, it's kind of a temporary thing to us until we can. There's a wall in the area, and then they got to tear up some road, and they don't want to tear up the road.
Wait a minute. Then why'd you do the backflow then?
Well, again, more of a temporary type thing until we can get the full line replaced.
Okay.
Because,
but when you do the full line, do you? I guess what I'm asking is, do you believe in those backflow preventers?
from what I can tell and who we're dealing with, yeah. I mean, they do quite a few of them, and you know, he sent us pictures of how it worked and sent us pictures of when they dug it up and when they put it in and all that. So, yeah, from what I can tell, Tom, it's going to work nicely for us. So it's funny because you brought up boiler system too. We just had a boiler system replaced in the same house, and we got a radiant heat down there, and yeah, we leave it at, you know, that guy's telling us leave it at 70, don't touch it, and leave it there, kind of like the gentleman's talking about.
Yeah, you know what? I might be screwing around.
temperature.
I might be screwing around by jockeying thermostats, thinking I'm saving money.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're
Hey,
trying to
one-
be smarter than the thermostat.
One question for
Yeah.
the question on the electric too. We got our you know, our GFIs that keep popping in the kitchen, and the bathroom, and throughout the house.
All right,
quite a
all
bit
your
when it's
GFIs are all your
colder out.
GFIs on the same circuit?
No, they wouldn't.
No, they are not.
Well, they're all
I don't think
popping.
the one in the bathroom and the kitchens, but they seem to be popping. You know, the kitchen ones are, because one in the kitchen will pop and the other two will be popped as long, you know, with it.
Well,
But
hold
then
on.
you go
Then
back
then
to
they
the
are in the
bathroom.
same. If they all pop together, wouldn't they be on the same circuit? That's weird.
I mean, you only need one on a circuit
Right.
protecting the whole. But like in the kitchen, that could be. But throughout the house, no. Like bathrooms and kitchen
Well, like
typically aren't going to be on the same.
Like, wait a minute.
that's
Are
what I
you
was
telling me right now, though, if you go into the kitchen and hit the pop, you pop it on purpose, okay? There's a little test.
Right.
And it
Mhm.
and it breaks, or it's off. Will the bathroom and the other ones be off too now?
You know what? That's something I'm going to have to check on, Tom. My
Well,
assumption
because
is no, because it's across the house.
No, I understand that, but you're saying when the kitchen pops, the bathrooms do too. So there's something getting into both of those circuits.
I don't think he's saying they necessarily all pop at the same time. They're just all popping at different times. But
Is
a
that
lot.
what you're saying? They're all popping at different times?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It
Okay.
seems like when it's cold out. Summertime,
Could
they
it
seem
be
to
in his
happen.
breaker
This winter,
box? Could it be in his main junction box, maybe getting, I don't know. Hold on. Well, that's a different one. Okay, so hold on. So could it be, George, could it be moisture or something getting into his circuit box, and it affects those circuits?
No, I don't see how it would affect all circuits like that.
No, I mean,
are
here's
these
what
old
I'm saying.
GFIs? Are
Here's
they
what
old?
I'm thinking. Just think about this. If he has a breaker box with 3 separate GFI circuits and the other circuits, a little amount of water maybe doesn't affect the other circuits that are running without a GFI, but those ones with GFIs, if they're really sensitive, could it sense moisture or water and trip?
No, a GFI doesn't work. It works off what you're plugging into it, not at the panel. So,
Okay. It's okay. It doesn't work remotely. It works only at that source right there.
Right. I mean, it's something I'd have looked at. Maybe just change the GFIs out if they're
Because
older.
I know this: if you have a GFI in the kitchen and it's connected to another another outlet, like you said, one on the circuit, you plug something into the other outlet, and it will cause that GFI to break.
If it's something to make it trip, yeah.
I've done it that way too, but yeah, George, they're 05, so they are going on 20 years old. Is that? I mean, what is GFIs?
Do old
That's your
GFIs?
issue. Yeah, no,
They
that
wear
happens.
out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
They
Do
can stop working altogether.
Do
Not reset too.
breakers? Here's a good one. Do breakers wear out?
Of
Can you have a
course.
weak breaker?
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say that at first with yours that
With
didn't
mine,
hold.
yeah.
And it still actually might be that. But the fact that it ended up holding could just be it wasn't holding. Now
Then it held,
is.
right.
It could just be a breaker issue.
It could just be a
could
bad
be.
breaker. Okay. Oh God, we have bulldog puppies. Come here. Come on in. Oh my goodness, George's wife brought bulldog puppies. They have 2 little babies for Christmas. Andrea, have her, Sue, show her how to get in. She doesn't know how to get in. I don't. There they are. There they are. Oh my goodness. Now this is going to be a YouTube. Are we on YouTube? Look at their little babies. Oh my God. Look at how cute they are. Holy crap. Holy crap. Let me see. Oh, people.
I actually went to
I'm going
we went to
take
Sturgis,
pictures.
Michigan to get
Oh,
these guys.
my Wow.
Researched a lot of places across the U.S. and
Hold on, people. I'm sorry.
But they are the same litter.
Did I take a break yet?
No,
okay, I'll
you
take
owe
a
a
break
break.
right now. Then we're going to put this on YouTube.
If you haven't heard, it's flu season. And with COVID-19 and RSV also going around, protecting your loved ones and our healthcare system is especially important. There are easy ways to quiet the flu, though, like covering your cough, washing your hands, and getting your flu vaccine. The flu vaccine is safe, effective, and convenient. You can even get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. Want to quiet the flu? Get your flu vaccine. Find out how. Visit fluvaxcolorado.org.
Ah, you waited too long to sell your home and you'll never get your price. Or it'll take forever to sell, right? Wrong. Not if you go with Orchard. Listen, Orchard not only guarantees the stress-free sale of your home, but helps you sell for top dollar too. Here's how they do it. First, Orchard makes you a solid cash offer for your home. I'm talking a serious guaranteed cash offer from Orchard, not some lowball home buyer. Next, your personal team of Orchard pros recommend and help with specific upgrades and improvements to quickly and dramatically increase your home's value. Finally, Orchard not only guarantees the sale of your home, but if it sells for more than your cash offer, you keep the upside. How much upside? Over the last year, the average Orchard client received $56,000 more than their guaranteed cash offer. What could you do with an extra $56,000? Find out how much Orchard can guarantee you with a free, no-obligation home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Before you consider a conventional FHA or VA loan, think outside the box. Think theliquidloan.com. It's a 30-year line of credit, pays off your first, and if you have extra equity, you can borrow even more. And it's the only home loan with simple interest, and the only home loan that's totally liquid. You can borrow, then pay it down. And for payments, if you're only going to be there a few years, you can pay interest only, way lower than regular payments, or pay principal. It's totally up to you because it's a liquid loan. In fact, if you have your regular checking in the same bank, any money you keep in it to pay bills offsets your principal for the time you have it in the bank. So you pay even less interest. And if you just want to make a regular principal and interest payment like you were before, you'll pay off your loan way quicker than conventional. Finally, a loan where you're in charge, only from Affordable Interest Mortgage. TheLiquidLoan.com. 720-895-0500. 720-895-0500. Plumline Services has a plum crazy deal on your furnace and AC replacement. This month only, get a free Carrier furnace with the purchase of a qualifying air conditioner. That's plum crazy affordable. A free Carrier furnace from Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Call now before this plum crazy deal ends. 303-633-5577 or schedule online at plumlineservices.com. Service at home, servants at heart, and plum crazy good deals.
Hey, did you get that proposal done?
It can wait till tomorrow.
Some things can wait.
Should we book those flights to see your folks?
We can do it later.
But untreated COVID isn't one of them. If you're 50 or older or have a chronic condition, COVID can be deadly. Got COVID symptoms? Talk to a doctor and get treatment right away, because it just can't wait. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Be a part of one of the biggest annual events in Denver and earn excellent pay in the process. The Stock Show is coming to Denver Coliseum in January, and Aramark Facilities Management is hiring event personnel for all shifts. January 5th through the 25th. Pay starts at $22 an hour. If you're self-motivated and take pride in your work, you could be a vital part of the team helping make the Stock Show a success. To apply, visit careers.aramark.com and search for openings in Denver. That's careers.aramark.com.
This is Dan Kaplis. Serious car crashes are often like a bomb going off in someone's life. They need economic justice now. At our firm, we know how to take immediate and massive action to force insurance companies to pay all that they should as quickly as humanly possible. We are a serious firm for serious cases. We take righteous injury cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need our help, please give us a call at 303-770-5551 or hit dankaplislaw.com. That's dankaplislaw.com.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
A perfect
perfectly average start to your week. We're looking at temperatures today in the mid-40s with mostly sunny skies, a little bit of a breeze with a cold snap coming for later on this week. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Holidays are a perfect reason to stay at the Broadmoor. Whether it's the traditional holiday show featuring a star-studded lineup or one of their spectacular New Year's Eve celebrations, you are sure to make memories that will last a lifetime. Visit Broadmoor.com for more information.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 K-How.
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We have baby bulldogs in the studio. George brought in his family, and
God,
they're
cute.
so cute, man. If you're on YouTube, you'll see them.
Doesn't it make you want to get a puppy? You don't have any dogs anymore. You used to have
My whole
them.
life, my entire life, I've had dogs. This is the first time in years. So anyway, it's bulldog puppies. Oh, look, and that one's a little more, you can tell that one's a little more rambunctious than this one. They're so cute. How old are they, by the way, George? How old are they?
They are almost 9 weeks.
God, they're
Let's
so
see, October 8th.
Now, they get a little more, look, you're a bulldog person, so he might walk out. They get a little more homely as they get older.
Oh,
But
they
they're
got
cute.
their own look.
No, I love their look, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But it's not as cute as this. But no puppy is, I guess.
No.
But this, okay, let me take these calls. Michael Finn is with the Finn Law Group, and he helps people get out of timeshare. And the reason we have you on, Michael, is Lisa wants to talk about this. Lisa, what's going on with you? Hi, Lisa.
Hi, thanks for helping me.
And Michael Finn is the man. He's helped people a lot, so he's listening. Go ahead, Lisa.
I've made a huge, ginormous mistake. I'm sure you hear this all the time.
Yes, we do.
So, in October, my fiance and I went to one of those presentations. We got sucked in. It's through Hilton Grand Vacations, otherwise known as Diamond Resorts.
Yes.
We bought it. We were promised a few things like discounted hotel rooms and discounted cruises. I've tried to use both of those, was told doesn't apply, was supposed to start in 2023, and we haven't even had a chance to use it, and I just got an assessment. And
how much is the assessment?
$1,778, which includes point standard assessment for $1,051, max activation fee, max dues, voluntary contribution. I just want out of this.
You know, those points are like Bitcoin.
Oh, they're
I
terrible.
mean,
They're
there's
only
no
worth,
rhyme or reason.
They're worth what they're worth, and then you have to buy more. So, Michael, have you gotten a lot of complaints, Mr. Finn, about the Hilton?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Lisa. I call those points monopoly money. That's my favorite expression for them. And yes, ever since Hilton joined forces with Diamond, the complaints have gotten worse. When Hilton was a separate standalone organization, they minded their P's and Q's. But Diamond is not that kind of an organization. And since they've merged, we've seen the worst of the behavior perpetuated now.
Have you gotten people out of it?
Oh, sure. That's what we do, Tom.
I can't believe they already hit her with an assessment, Mike, before she's even used it.
Well, in fairness, the assessments come out this time of year, so it's a timing issue. They just bought it. Had they bought it another time of year, they probably wouldn't have seen the assessment. But she's frustrated because she's already tried to use it and realizes now that she really didn't buy anything that she can use, and it's just all coming at the same time. If she would have known within 5 to 10 days, the rescission period, how bad it was going to be, she could have rescinded it by law and wouldn't have needed our services. Unfortunately, it sounds like she bought it more than 30 days ago, so she's past the rescission period. Yeah, Lisa, I'm sorry about that. We can help you out of it. It's a little painful. There's nothing easy about terminating a legally binding contract, and they're not happy about letting you out. But based upon the timing, I think that they'll probably put your issue to the forefront, and I think we'll get some traction. No matter how long it takes, we will get you out of it. And one of the things.
And why do you? Why are you so good at it? Why? Why is that?
Well, for one thing, we're lawyers, and for another thing, we're lawyers that for the past dozen years or so have been taking on the timeshare industry. So if you're an owner and you have a law firm on retainer, and it's a fixed fee, so we're essentially on retainer, and the resort has to deal with us and can't deal with a client because we don't let the resort and the client talk to each other, or we don't like to let them do it anyway. Then the resort says, there's so many other people that we can pick on that aren't well represented or aren't represented at all. Why go after somebody that's well represented? It's going to cost us money to do so.
These agreements seem unconscionable to me. The more I look at them, how do they allow? How does this pass any kind of muster in front of a court? I don't get it.
The contract that you sign is the secret. They're pre-printed contracts. You don't really read them. There are a number of pages. They talk to you for hours before you ever get the contract pushed in front of you. You're urged to sign it. What you don't realize is that there is a clause in there that we lawyers call the non-reliance clause, which basically you're certifying that you didn't rely on anything you were told. You only relied on what was contained within the contract. Well, if you don't read the contract, of course you're going to rely on what you were told, and you're assuming a large company like Hilton is not going to take advantage of you. You don't realize that this Hilton is a totally different company than the hotel chain whose name you've trusted for a long, long, long time. And the judge says, well, she signed the contract, and this is what it says. And, gee, Mike, I'm really sorry. She shouldn't have signed the contract unless she read it and understood it. She said she did.
That sucks. Well, listen, Mike, thank you. We're going to refer Lisa to you. And, Lisa, were you on vacation? Is that how that worked?
And did they lure you with a free buffet or what?
Yeah, they lured us with all this free stuff, and we had just gotten engaged the night before, so we were all excited, and, we're thinking we were going to use this for our wedding and our honeymoon, and we go on a lot of road trips, so
You checked every box for them. The fact you were there on your honeymoon, your ages.
No, she was going to use it. She was going to use
box.
it for it. Yeah.
No, I'm much older. I should have known better. I can't believe we fell for this.
Well, hang on. We're going to get you in touch. Suze, give her information, Michael Finn, FinnLawGroup.com. You can find him on a referral list at referrallist.com. By the way, Terry, I want to hear your comment on backflow preventions in sewer lines.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I'm a building inspector, and we do several small jurisdictions. We're a third-party company.
Yeah.
The proper term is a backwater valve, and it's placed inside the building, in the under slab sewer line, or in a crawl space in an above-grade sewer line. But the building code, the International Plumbing Code, and the International Residential Code that most jurisdictions have adopted, in the 2018 edition, it's required for new construction, and if you're remodeling in your basement and you disturb the floor where it could be put in, you're required to put one in. If, out in the street, the sewer main, if the manhole in the sewer upstream from your basement is higher than the lowest point, which is typically a floor drain.
Well, how would you know that? I mean, do you just you go by somebody's word? I mean, how do you know that?
You can go out in the street and you can see the sewer manhole. Basically, they're typically in the middle of the street, and you can tell. And most people's floor drain is lower than the next manhole up the street, upstream.
Okay, so in other words, most everyone needs one.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you want one? Is there a reason not to have one?
No, I don't think there's a reason not to have one at all.
Other than people, I don't want to spend the money.
Well,
it's a
yeah.
lot more expensive to have the sewage back up into your house, and if you don't have the rider on your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, that's not covered.
All right, I appreciate it. I got to take a break. I'm going way over time. If you have a chance to tune into YouTube, or are we still on Twitch?
I think so.
And Facebook, of course, live streaming. You can see these little babies George brought in, his puppies, his bulldog puppies for Christmas.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Active driving throughout the Denver Metro as we navigate that 11 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound, no complaints into and out of downtown. Heading to the south end of town, T-470 westbound, we've got an accident in the right lane just before University Boulevard. Heading all the way to the northeast end and leaving DIA. Pena Boulevard southbound, road construction continues between E-470 and I-70 with about 5 minutes of slow driving for folks just trying to leave the airport. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. Highs in the lower 40s. Overnight low of 15 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with highs in the 40s again. The current temperature in Denver is 38 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Did you know that there's a Christmas tradition that started in a gas station? Well, it's the Hess Toy Trucks, and it's been around for nearly half a century. We'll bring you their story in this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Art of Granite. You know what? They do countertops, and they love giving prices on the phone because they're proud of the value that they offer. Now, it can be granite or stone, any natural stone, and they will give you a price. They sell it to you wholesale. They do man-made materials as well, wholesale on all materials. Tear out and haul away is free, and the sink is free in the bathroom or the bathroom vanity. When you do the kitchen, all you have to do is call for your price right now. theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919. Man, I love it when things come together, and I love it when you have a beautiful bathroom. Speaking about Renew, renewhomeinnovations.com for a beautiful rectangle shower that looks exactly like stone walls with no maintenance, American standard fixture, 72 months to pay with no interest. Can you believe that? On a bathroom remodel, they can do as much or as little as you want, but you can trust Renew Home Innovations to get it done in just a few days, half off labor, and special discounts for seniors and veterans with the same 72 months, no interest payment. That is renewhomeinnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
Have you been naughty or nice this year? Cash don't care. At Jackson Hewitt, you could still get up to $4,500 for the holidays. Some bucks now, more bucks in January. So be naughty. Snap up all the ginger snaps. Wear a pretty sweater to an ugly sweater holiday party. You could still get up to $4,500 when you go to Jackson Hewitt today. Details at jacksonhewitt.com. Eligible clients can get up to $1,000 in December and up to $3,500 in January. Loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Finance charge may apply.
Selling your home is one of the only events in your life when thousands of dollars can be gained or lost with simply the stroke of a pen. What other investment have you sold that is larger? Hi, it's Marty Lenz, and that's why I love recommending my real estate agent, my friend, Gay Ribble, with Empower Home Team Keller Williams Realty. Gay has perfected the home selling process for her clients like me. You get the best-in-class service, written guarantees, and thousands of buyers looking to buy a home just like yours. The number one reason why you should call Gay is because you will get the most money possible for your home when you sell. That's guaranteed.
He looks like he's talking on that picture. He looks like he's talking on the microphone. I don't know how to hold them. There's that picture of me with two of them. And there's the time where you're not gonna be able to hold both, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't they get thick?
Oh yeah. You won't be holding one soon.
We made the round.
You'll be crazy. You'll be amazed at how big they get. I mean, in stocky.
They're like 75 pounds, right?
These guys will only get to about 40.
Oh, okay.
But my one at home is about, so he's
They get 40, but they'll be muscle, right?
I had one Doberman that was 100, and then my last Doberman was 60.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Miles is about 70. But this type, I forget what it's called. It said will get to about 35, 40.
What do you call that color? I like that. Fawn. And then that color?
Fawn.
Yeah, brown, fawn.
Oh, he has better coloring. They're both cute. I like his face is looking at you.
The color, it's weird too. They change. Our German Shepherd has gotten like his.
They're
dad,
brothers.
Black.
They're brothers from the same litter.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
How big was the litter?
I don't. I should ask.
I had a buddy that did English Mastiffs. That bitch would pop out 13, 14 pups.
And they
man.
become like 200 pounds.
It's 200. They're like small horses, man. I couldn't get over the litter size though.
Yeah, these two, they'll cuddle. They'll like, especially at first when they're scared, they would just be inseparable. But then they'll fight and play, and it depends on the day. One day this guy will just whoop his ass all day, and then the next day he'll whoop on him all day.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. If puppies don't put a smile on your face, nothing will. When George came in, he brought his two little bulldog puppies. How old did I ask how old they are? How old?
9.
9 weeks?
Yeah, they're born October 8th.
When do they release them? At 8 weeks?
8.
8? My goodness. They're just adorable, and you can see them on our feed. And then, are we posting separate pictures? We should. Stills. I'm going to send them to Talib, some separate pics, and we'll get them done. One Clear Choice Garage Doors will do your garage door service 24/7, including broken springs. Brand new garage doors if you want. And by the way, brand new garage doors, they do all the factory authorized service for garage doors as well, openers and everything. And they're wonderful. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All of the prices on the website, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Mark, that other company that was sold, are they still on the referral list? I'm just curious.
Which one are you talking about?
The other garage door company.
Oh, yeah. No, they're still on the referral list. Yeah,
good.
Don's Garage Doors.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Great company. Don sold, he retired, and he sold to A1, and A1 has, I want to say, 30-plus in 30 different states.
Okay, all right. Anyway, Ann needs help. Ann, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Ann. What's happening?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. What's going on?
I'm the POA in medical for a 90-year-old friend of mine named Ruth.
You have a power of attorney now. Are you a relative?
I'm a good friend.
Okay, for a friend.
We are.
Okay.
Yes. And I used to be her neighbor, and her boiler went out in mid-November. So the son-in-law, who had been still in charge of some of the maintenance on the house, instead of having someone professional do it, calls a friend who has a company, who calls 2 other guys, supposedly, who do boilers. So for a month, these guys have no heat or hot water.
Wait, so hold on. These guys, who's with the woman that you're...
Ruth has 2 caretakers who live downstairs and are wonderful and take care of her. And the whole household has no heat or hot water consistently.
Okay, and you're the power of attorney, and you help her do what?
I help her organize her care, pay her bills.
That's wonderful.
Work with her accountant. Work with her attorney.
What is did she pay this company?
Yes. They insisted Troy Klosterman, who's with Diamond Sewer and Drain, is the one who organized.
Who got this? Who got these people? Where did she find them?
Unfortunately, the son-in-law.
Okay.
And even though I had Applewood come in and give a bid, the son-in-law said, no, I have somebody who works with us because they do own some properties in Denver, and we're going to use him.
You know, Applewood would have been a better choice for a boiler, but man.
Oh, my God.
And Plumline does boilers, I think. But
24/7 fix it. 24/7 fix it finally came in.
Oh, yeah. Did they fix it for you?
They were amazing.
Good. So fix it 24/7. What did they do for you?
Well, they came in. They looked at the system that had been put up. I had two other companies look at the system. All of them said there are violations, code violations. These guys said they were going to pull permits, but they didn't. 24 Fix It was on the ball. The gentleman's name was Keith, and he actually recommended I call you.
So Fix It 24 came in and fixed it, but what do you need us to do now? Do you want us to recover something from the old company?
Yes, we would. Yes.
Okay, how much? I mean, you do have a new boiler, right?
It's a whole new system. It's the only
wait a
thing.
minute. So they couldn't even use the system?
No, they had to take out the entire system. The boiler was wrong. There were at least 8 code violations. They told us that we should not have permits. We don't need them.
Okay, so you have. What did they do? What did Fix It 24/7 do with the old boiler?
We have all of it stored.
And how much did you pay the first? How much did you pay the first company?
$15,000 in cash.
Oh my God, 15,000.
Went to
and you wait. I thought you called these handymen to save money.
Well, that's what the son-in-law said.
And he said 15,000 was a deal.
15 to do what though?
A boiler. What did they do? They installed a new boiler for 15.
Oh, all new piping, new boiler, but the boiler was not even correct for the house. New hot water heater.
Was Fix It able to use the plumbing at least?
No, they had to take every single thing out.
Why? What? The new plumbing was wrong?
Everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. And Excel, I had to have Excel come in twice because there were gas leaks in the piping that these guys did.
Okay, hold on. I got to take this break.
Wow.
I wouldn't. I mean, who wants to take? I'd have to redo the plumbing too. You don't want to take responsibility for that.
These boilers are very, very, very difficult. So the way where they're piped to, if you don't know what you're doing,
you got to redo it.
And finding guys that know what the hell they're doing, I'm telling you guys, it was tough 20 years ago. It's impossible.
But apparently you still have people that.
Oh, we have a couple, but it's just not. For as much as we advertise, we can't scale it because, and these two guys, like, they get bombarded. We've almost lost our 2 good guys because they don't even want to do it. They just want to do plumbing.
We should find a good
one's a
boiler
plumber and
guy,
one's an HVAC guy. They don't even want to do boilers.
What are you doing, mister?
They're good at it, but they don't want to do it just because it's so.
And they're on their way out.
Finicky.
These babies, I'm telling you, we just love them. Oh, I got to do that. Okay. American Restoration 24/7, the company you want. If anything happens to your property, like a fire, a flood, a broken pipe, maybe asbestos removal, you found black mold, whatever it is, it's called a property catastrophe. And what you can do is find a company to do it right. American Restoration. Don't go with your insurance recommendation. They often find the cheapest, fastest, and they only pay once. And if they pay the wrong company, they don't care. You're left with the mess. I'm telling you that that American Restoration 24/7 has all the certifications you need to get the job done right. 8337 AMREST. 8337 AMREST. Or online, amrest247.com.
How's the older one taking
Stephanie's
it
going
up?
crazy because she can't be here.
Yeah, we just went through that.
Oh, my God, look at them. And their personality, you can tell they're sweet. They're sweet. You know what I mean? They're not like, they're love bugs. Holy crap. Love bugs. I know she does. She's been texting the hell out of me. Because they're babies.
You should surprise her with one.
Yeah. You know what? Look at that little face. Oh, hold on.
You didn't send me that agreement.
I did. Okay, I did send it, Mark. Hold on. I got to send this the way he's tired. Let me get a little picture of him.
I know, Hammy's out.
Okay, that's cute. Hold on, Mark. I have it in my out basket. Let me show you. Let me see. Sent.
More paparazzi.
Oh, shit. Wait a minute. It might be my draft. Sorry, Mark. I didn't hit send. Huh. I didn't hit send. There we go. There we go. It's a sent.
What are you doing? Huh, buddy?
Little babies.
What are you doing, buddy?
They just love that. Everybody comments. If you have them in public, you can't you can't make it a few feet without people stopping.
Does he have stairs yet?
He can do a couple, but still trying to figure
That one's a little more timid, you can tell. This guy won. Oh yeah.
And
Now,
you see his person.
so which one is which?
So that's Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Hammy.
Hammy.
And that's McKinnon. We call him Mac.
What's up, Hammy?
Mac.
You saw Rocky, right?
Yeah.
Rocky
Yeah.
looks like Rocky, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Everyone needs one of these. Not him.
Is Rocky comfortable?
You mean Miles? Rocky.
Miles. I'm sorry, Miles.
Rocky passed away.
Yeah.
Miles. Yeah, we were just talking about this morning. I don't know what. He's on steroids. He's just on himself. You know.
He might have to go to heaven.
I waited too long on my on Bella.
Really?
If I could go back, I would have. I would have pulled the trigger.
It's so hard to do. The way
Was she on steroids?
She was not. She could. She was a Doberman female. She'd stand up and she'd bark at literally nothing there. She couldn't hear, and then she would just fall over.
I just love.
I mean, it was crazy.
Now, I love my dogs so much. What I do is, when they were old, is I would give them pizza with a tranquilizer in it, because they love pizza, and then he'd fall asleep. So when the vet came to the house, the vet would put him to sleep right at the house, wrap him up, and take him. It was no trauma going to a vet, nothing. I said, you want pizza? That was their favorite meal. That's what they got. On 3 Great Pyrenees. And then on my German Shepherd, my old German.
That's what we did with Bella. We had him out. She was really good, too. She was good with the kids. The whole bit was good.
They're sweet, yeah. When they get old, they're just...
They did not. Bella did not like the puppies coming into the house, so. Oh, man. Get out of my way. I don't even see you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like they know. That's my replacement.
Yeah. George told you about the whole Rocky thing, right?
Yeah.
That went down.
That guy's nasty. We have somebody like that here, too. We get complaints about once in a while. And we haven't had a complaint in a long time, but man, they would run up, and they know the client to do it to, too.
Yeah, they can tell.
Yeah.
But I bet you where you guys are, where he was, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, GarageMagic.com for your garage floors. Put some magic in there, some beautiful floors that guaranteed for life up and down the front range, GarageMagic.com. All right, so I don't know what to do, man. Ann had a boiler put in. Listen to this. By some handyman that the nephew, not Ann, but Ann's friend. Ann is a kind woman who's taking care of an elderly woman as a power of attorney. And she said, Ruth, 90 years old here, Ruth, she had some handyman put in a boiler for $15,000, and not one part of the work could be used. Now, George said when his people went in there, the piping was not even routed correctly. So it's not that they didn't want to use the piping, but you have to route pipes correctly for a boiler, and there's really a science to it to get the most efficiency and heat and all that. How is it working now that Fix-It put in a new system?
Excellent. They have waited for a month to have heat and hot water because these other guys were tinkering and saying it takes
Now these
this
other
long.
guys, they have 15 grand, and you have a bad
15,
system.
Another 8,000
What?
cash for electric that they insisted needed to be done.
Oh,
And
my
Fix-It
God.
said,
On top of the
"No
15, I don't know if you're going to recover all of that, but are they
That's
associated?
okay.
Hold on. We got to get their numbers, Suze, and try to call them, get somebody on the air for them. We got to figure this one out.
What are you doing, big man?
So they're just locked. They don't have the money. They have nothing to go after. Can she sell that boiler? Come on, it's got to be worth something.
Maybe. eBay. Yeah. Right.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, the boiler, yeah.
Do you know
Somebody was
she didn't?
asking Andrea, where did you guys get the abs shirts? Because they have bulldogs, meatball and snowflake or something. I forget. I think I'm on Chewy.com. That's it?
Meatball.
One is meatball and one it's not snowflake. I have to look again. Something like that.
What are you doing? What are you
$700 is not a lot of money to review documents.
What's that?
$700 is not a lot to review documents.
It's the only complaint I've ever heard from them. I mean, it's like, I don't find it unreasonable.
Mark's gonna want another puppy.
Yeah. We had
But our Aussie and Shepherd. Ooh.
we almost had a corgi.
Oh, I love corgis too.
Cute. It ran right out in the middle of the road. So we stopped the car. She got out.
Oh,
This
that's how
dog-
they found it. They found it, and then
This
they
dog went straight to its belly like this to get its belly scratched in the middle of the highway. So we snagged it. It was in beautiful shape. You could tell the dog was pampered. So I figured it had a implant. So we brought it up to into Castle Rock, and they scanned it and found the owner. But we both said, if that owner doesn't come forward, call us. We'll grab it.
Was it cute? Oh, she was fresh.
Yes. Well, they kind of live out in the country like us. And
Okay, George, you're all set.
Agnes was her name. Aggie got in trouble, and they put her outside. And they have a fenced area, but someone left the fence open. And their house to the highway is probably a good half mile. Yeah, and the corgi, their legs are this big. They're just like this. We would have taken her though. She was so adorable.
Bulldogs are my breed. They're my favorite, but I would have a corgi.
I don't think they could like jump up on your bed or couch or anything though. We don't let the German Shepherd on anything, but the little, our little Aussie, she can get on whatever. When we have a party, she'll try to herd people in our house. She'll try to literally, if they're in separate rooms, she'll kind of try to get them to go to where the herd is. It's so wild. Are you a good dog? You got lucky too. one page on this.
K-Hound News Time, 12:03. The city of Denver digging ever deeper into its pocketbook after more than 160 more migrants arrived over the weekend.
Oh my God, what do you have in your lap? Oh my God, it's like my little boy. It's like Mitchki.
Try to address this.
Yes. So I had a bulldog that was about 13 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This one's 9 weeks.
It's a long time for a bulldog.
Look at his brother.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for helping out all the time.
Absolutely. That's real. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Hi, baby. Hi,
What are you
baby.
doing? Huh?
Hi, baby.
You miss your brother? I'd love to know how big their litter was.
What was that?
I'm always so intrigued by how many puppies. Can you imagine if humans had like 13 kids at
This
once?
report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show podcast.
Fairly active driving throughout the Denver metro as we hit that noon hour. Several incidents about town. I-25 north and southbound, no complaints into and out of the downtown area. East from there, Colorado Boulevard at Leach.
Yeah, so we're on, so both breeders we're on with, we can follow all their siblings as they grow up too. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
At least with the Aussie.
That's cool.
Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today with highs into lower to mid 40s. Overnight low of big.
Tell Tom to get one of you. He needs a dog.
Can't
You
have
need a
dogs.
mini dog
I
so you
told
can
Steph,
travel.
Tom, we're too busy. We're not going to give him attention.
Yeah.
And you know what, man?
There's truth to
This
that.
is the first time, though, in my life I haven't had an animal, a dog. I usually had more than one. And and Stephanie had a dog for 20 years.
I remember you had Cloud and then you had a little...
Before Cloud, I had Clyde.
Yeah, but Cloud, then you had like a smaller dog, maybe an Aussie?
No, I had
Or a
Chelsea.
collie?
Chelsea.
And then you had a couple house cats. You had a ton of barn cats, but you had some indoor cats.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a Mancoon?
Percentage fee basis. If you need our help, please give me a call at 303-770-5551 or hit dancaplisslaw.com.
Have you been naughty or nice this year? Cash don't care. At Jackson Hewitt, you could still get up to $4,500 for the holidays. Some bucks now, more bucks in January. So be naughty. Snap up all the ginger snaps. Wear a pretty sweater to an ugly sweater holiday party. You could still get up to $4,500 when you go to Jackson Hewitt today. Details at jacksonhewitt.com. Eligible clients can get up to $1,000 in December and up to $3,500 in January. Loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Finance charge may apply.
It's the Dan Caplis Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Monday at 4. Why did it take Governor Polis 9 days after the Club Q massacre to go there and show his respect for the victims? Well, I got a hold of his schedule. I'll tell you what he was doing instead, and you're not going to like it. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life just a little easier. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. For pain, inflammation, anxiety, it's great for travel. They even have makeup and an eye cream with anti-inflammatory properties. That's wonderful. Great stocking stuffers. RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's Panacea Life. Okay, so welcome. We have George with us from the owner of Fix It 24/7. Rescued this family. They took a boiler somebody put in the wrong way, wrong plumbing, wrong electrical, wrong everything. These people spent $15,000 on the plumbing part with this schlock company or a couple handymen, and another $8,000, she said, on electrical upgrades. Oh my goodness! And how do you spend 15 plus 8, 23 grand? Here's what I want to know. What did Fix It say? The the electrical at least they could use?
No, they don't even see where 8,000 would have even been needed for electrical.
So, in other words, they think you were sold a bill of goods.
Oh, yeah.
23 grand.
And there's 3 of them. I have all of their phone numbers.
George, the guys that did it, though, it's not like it's an organized company we can go after, right?
See, that's the problem. I mean, you're not going to get the money. You
One
can go
of them
after
is,
them.
a couple of them are organized. One is Diamond Sewer and Drain.
Okay, so one of them's Diamond Sewer and Drain. And then...
And the main name is Troy Klosterman. And he's the one who received the 8,000 and seemed to know nothing about boilers.
That's Troy.
Andrew Bacon Mechanical is another.
So were there two companies there then?
I don't know whether, I guess they're individual companies. Andrew Bacon Mechanical, he's the one who said he knows everything about boilers and would insist to this day that it was correct.
How could he? That's what I want to know. How could he?
Take a month. How could it take a month? Ruth is blind. She's
Well, you
feeble.
have professionals that saw the job, so.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a month to do a boiler, so nobody.
Okay, so who do we call? Who do you suggest we call first?
I think Andrew Bacon. I've got to get back to work, though. Andrew Bacon Mechanical, 720-594-0889.
0889. Okay, we're going to try that number.
He was
That's
furious
594, right?
594.
Good.
720-594-0889. And then Troy is the one who set these guys all up.
Now, Troy is
He's
with
the
the other company. Troy is with where?
He's Diamond Sewer.
And what is his
Sewer.
last name?
Klosterman.
Okay.
720
Yeah.
229 7424.
7424.
I told them we would take 20 in cash by Saturday afternoon, and they could have all of their equipment back to sell.
Yeah, they need to. What brand boiler was it?
You know, I don't remember offhand. Fix-It guys would know. Fix-It guys are the first ones that were able to identify the gas leak as well.
I'm glad that you had a great experience with Fix-It 24/7, and we will look into this. Suze, we should assign this to someone and at least try to find, this Andrew Bacon and Troy. I think she said Alsterman or whatever. It's but just verify. I got the numbers here if you need them. You can look on the database and find them. And let's just see if we can get, these guys are going to say we did the job right, and I hope we have pictures of the wrong job. I'm sure we did.
Well, that's why you pull a permit and get an inspection.
Yeah, and they couldn't get an inspection, so they couldn't get it done. It failed, or they didn't even pull a permit, did they?
No permit.
No permit. And then Fix-It came in and did it right. See, this sucks, man. When stuff like this happens, you end up spending way more money trying to save money. How many people have done that? They go out and they buy, their own furnaces, their own water heaters. How many?
Well, I mean, not many do that.
But what do they do? What do they do by themselves that's stupid?
They get quotes, and they think that the lowest is the best. And then I can't tell you how many times those same thing, people won't come back. And they did get a bid from us. And then we come back and have to redo the job. That's happened a number of times. And you could take them to court, but the amount of money you spend taking them to court,
I know.
And you can't get attorney's fees, so you actually spend more. That happens, Tom, all the time. What I tell people, Tom, is this. What you care about most is what happens after it's installed. And you can that's something you can test. Like tonight, if you called us right now and said at 10 o'clock tonight, and this is the coldest week of the year, but even if it wasn't, and said you installed our system, it's not working, we'll have somebody on their way right then. Call anybody else, and you'll get somebody saying, we'll call you back tomorrow. It's an answering service. They'll call you back tomorrow. That's something you could test before you even spend the money. Because if it does break down, you want somebody who's going to come take care of it right away, right?
Right, exactly.
You want a reputable company. Gosh,
right.
If we do something wrong, you're the first person they're calling. So they have you.
Right.
You know, I mean.
So here's the deal. When also beware of people that won't pull permits.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Now, what are permits required for? Let's go through it. First, like the furnace, yes. Boilers, yes.
Any major replacement.
What kind of electrical?
Even water heater, electrical, new circuits. If you rewire your house, if you change your panel, for
But
sure.
if you fix an outlet and all that, no, not repairs, just additions.
Yeah,
right?
not service work. Just major replacement.
Okay.
You want to be inspected.
303-713-8255. We're talking to George at Fix It 24/7. Whatever's on your mind, let us know. And also, I'd like to know if you found a place that you're shopped for Christmas and you won't ever use them again. Have you had any major disappointments shopping? And by the way, I talked about my Nest thermostat resetting itself, and it kept resetting itself to 58 degrees. Yeah, George?
You know, there's one more thing I want to say to that.
Oh, go ahead.
Because this week is the week where it happens all the time, but there's going to be a lot of people that are told when their system breaks down this week with cold weather coming that they need a new system that don't. Many of you will, but there's a lot of people that don't. So make sure you get a couple opinions. We give free second opinions. That's going to happen this week. This is where they come out and tell you, you know.
Oh, that's right. They'll come out and say your system is bad because you're desperate. This is where all the scumbags come out of the woodwork.
And if they do need a new system and you give them a free second opinion, apples for apples, you'll beat the other place's price, right?
Correct. Apples to apples, meaning
right.
Same everything. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
But here's the bottom line: is that don't call people to begin with that you can't trust, or just But here's another thing I had people tell me, George. Well, I wanted to call Fixer, I wanted to call this, or I wanted to call that, another good company, but their wait was too long. I couldn't wait. What do you do in a case like that? I mean, you only have so many people you can send out.
Yeah, so, you get what you pay. So if you pay, how long are you going to be waiting if you pay the wrong person now anyway? Yeah, and we're pretty good. Like, you don't
with
wait
no
too
heat,
long
are you
with
pretty
us.
good?
We're pretty good. I mean, again, -17 record degree.
Do you have
we're gonna
people
see how
now?
crazy it gets.
Do you have all points bulletins now? Do you put everybody on alert that they have to come in if you're overloaded on days like that, nights like that? Is everyone on call?
We do, but we don't even. Our team is awesome. They want to help people, so we typically don't have people trying to not work.
No. So
we'll all be.
You'll have all hands on deck is the word.
Yep,
all hands on deck.
Even on Friday, most people. We actually were going to recognize the holiday Friday. We moved it to Monday because of the weather.
Now, what about people? Let's say people do have a problem on Saturday or Sunday this weekend. What are you guys taking calls?
Yeah, we have on-call people. So again, if you're lucky and we get to you, are we going to get to everybody? Probably not. I mean, we're going to try.
So instead of waiting until it's -20, who are the people that will be calling? Really, I want to talk about that coming up. Who will be calling, and they can call now and prevent it?
Michael Brown here from my partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. Sometimes we forget just how vital businesses are to our state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Coloradans with opportunities, valuable products and services. Businesses provide tax revenue, and they support and fund vital charities. Business is a force for good in Colorado, and we should never forget that. Learn more about the mission of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Go to cobrt.com. That's cobrt.com.
Sheridan Auto Tech, you can trust. I mean, we're talking about convenience and value, knowledge, and also ethics, honesty, all the things you want in an auto repair facility. SheridanAutotech.com on Colfax, just west of Wadsworth. And you know what? It's worth the drive, especially for major maintenance and repairs, which they do. They also do electrical issues that almost no shop wants to touch. You can trust SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242, 303-455-7242.
The holidays are a time for family. But remember, games from the Colorado Lottery aren't for everyone on your nice list. Research shows that children who are exposed to gambling before the age of 18 are more likely to develop gambling problems later in life. So, gift responsibly this holiday season, and remember, lottery tickets aren't child's play. If you or someone you know is struggling with gambling, call or text the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700.
Guys, 2022's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas exclusively from Pajamagram. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin, even more alluring than lingerie. The texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today, and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That is free gift packaging.
Do you think they will charge him?
What's that?
Trump, do you think they'll charge him for sedition and treason and all that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because they don't want him to run.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, I'd rather see DeSantis run.
I'm pissed that he's trying to run.
Yeah, I am.
Only because
he's hurt. If he's just back to DeSantis, landslide. Like,
he's too egotistical.
It's not good. He's this big announcement, and he's coming out with these trading cards. I couldn't even believe it.
You didn't see the trading cards?
I saw that he had a big announcement. I didn't see what it was.
Okay, look up Google Trump trading cards. Yeah.
EFTs.
EFT. What were they? Or F?
It's like him in a Superman suit.
And also him. Wait, they're all
you
different
cannot
ones.
believe it when you see it. I thought he was going to announce a running mate.
You're talking about a big political fan of his, and I'm thinking, you know, I had enough. I've had enough.
I was at the time. At the time, he was the best policy.
No, he did a great
DeSantis
job.
loved the same policies, but know how to.
He was draining the swamp. I love it. I love it. But he picked too many fights with too many people. He didn't have to do that. I don't care.
Crazy.
But shit like that, like I didn't even see that. That makes it worse.
You can't imagine how goofy it is. If you see the picture of him as Superman, you'll just go, "Oh my God!"
No, but
what an ego,
and then
man!
A cowboy.
And then he's a cowboy. It's Trump
I don't
in
see
different
any
roles.
president ever doing shit like that. My God! Thank you. This is the most beautiful box I've ever seen.
Isn't that cool? I love the way Viv does their packaging. Pumpkin bread or gingerbread. I think it's pumpkin.
The Superman thing is so over the top.
Oh my gosh, that is so nice of you guys. Thanks, Mark.
You got it. Oh, where we at?
You have like a million photo moments at home. You can't. I mean, I've been sending Stephanie so many pictures.
Avalanche hockey back on the ice for a tilt against the Islanders. Nikola Jokic had 40 points, 27 rebounds, and 10 assists.
She's going nuts with all these pictures. She is just going nuts. I know. I told her you should come in. She goes, I can't. I got this.
Jonathan Taylor likely done for the season. The NFL's leading rusher in 2021 suffered a high ankle sprain. I'm Frank Allen.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, three-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Avalanche hockey back on the ice for a tilt against the Islanders. Nikola Jokic had 40 points, 27 rebounds, and 10 assists. To help the Nuggets beat the Hornets, he became the first player since Wilt Chamberlain in 1968 to pull off a 35-25-10 triple-double.
Do they ever snuggle together and fall asleep? Is that the cutest thing? Oh.
I'm Frank Aaron.
So I looked up online. I'm looking for YouTube videos of bullies. You know, just bullies who get their.
For a special offer when you sign up, that's code SPORTS. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You better call. Get all your problems out of the way. Let's help you before the end of the year, 303-713-TALK. And here's the other thing. No matter what, when I have my friends with HVAC companies, I have George here, Fix It 24/7. I've known him for years. When he's here, no matter what, it could be, no matter what the weather does, people aren't calling, then all of a sudden, it gets to 0 or 4 or 5 degrees or 30 degrees, whatever. It depends. The colder, the more calls. Why? What does cold do? And George said even if you have a perfect system, you might find that your insulation isn't up to snuff and you don't think your system's working right, or your system doesn't work right. Okay, which systems fail? I know you're a big bugaboo on your extreme clean.
Yeah,
you say even a little dirt will off-balance that motor, make it leak, break down. Also, it'll keep the burners from burning efficiently. It'll keep it'll keep everything down.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mean a little dirt, but it's not a little dirt.
It's a lot.
Over even a year, a lot piles up. And again, most people just come and want to check stuff and tell you the motor's overamping or leaking oil or capacitors not ohming right. Most of that stuff is because they don't get it maintained correctly. And now all those people that didn't get their system maintained correctly or at all will be the ones who their system breaks down in this cold weather. Yeah. And
so what they could have had done with you guys for $39, seriously, will cost them possibly hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
Okay.
39 if they're a new client.
What is I understand that. What's a big failure when it gets cold? What is it?
Wait. If they got that $39 deal, they would have also got the no breakdown guarantee, though.
That's right. Exactly. That's true, too. That's true.
And they don't break down. We don't ever have people call and saying, hey, you have this guarantee. It doesn't happen, which kind of proves the point, right?
Right.
Like, they don't call saying, hey, it broke down. You got to give
preventive maintenance is best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your system could break down any time of year, but having it break down with this cold holiday season and everybody slammed, you're going to be waiting. Most of you, unless your system breaks first, you're going to be waiting.
I also want to talk about the different SEER rating and why you should be thinking about that. Because after the first, AC's going up. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Esther, what's happening with you, Esther?
Hi.
Hi.
So we had a bath fitter installed in one of our apartments in August. And
a bath fitter. Could you explain that to me? Is that where they put a lining on your tub?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what kind of tub? Do you have a steel tub?
A steel tub, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So they redid everything, all the plumbing, everything.
Okay.
Well, the technician, the installer, he neglected to tighten the drain all the way.
Yep. Because they take the drain and the fixtures off, they put the liner in, then they put everything back. But you're saying the drain was put back but not tightened, so you got water underneath?
We got water in the basement apartment.
Okay, are you renting?
So I am not. I am the owner of the fourplex complex.
Okay. And was this your unit you had put in or in a rental?
It's in a rental,
okay.
But I own the rental.
I get it. And when the person was in the rental, the tenant, did they turn on the water and then that contaminated downstairs?
So they did. So the upstairs bathroom they're stacked on top of each other.
Now, did they admit they forgot to do this?
They did. So that they sent the technician the same installer back.
Okay, did he fix it, the drain, and now you got to fix the water damage, and they're responsible. Are they taking responsibility?
They are not.
Well, what are they saying? They're saying, yeah, we didn't tighten the drain, but what about the damage? Well, it's not our fault. I mean, what are they saying? What are they saying? Because I know you asked.
So, yes. So what they are saying is the tenants upstairs, the top of the drain, the silver circle that sits on top of the drain, on top of the tub.
It's a flange-like or something that goes down into the hole. Right. It's the flat, like a big washer. Yeah. What about it?
Right. So that was loose also.
Well, that's
So
that's where it
tenant-
leaked from, probably.
Probably. Well, the whole thing was loose. Nothing was tight.
Well, yeah, so it would definitely leak. I mean, are they denying that?
Yeah, well, they're not denying it, but my tenant put some plumber's putty around the top of it
Why? Because they noticed it was leaking?
because they noticed it was loose. Not
So
that it was
are they saying that the tenant should have known better not to fill up the tub?
No, they're saying that the tenant tampered with it and that he loosened the drain.
But
And that's
why would your tenant loosen the drain?
Exactly.
They'll never win.
So when the installer came back out, he came into the basement apartment. He saw that it was loose. He said, "Yes, it is loose." He went upstairs to fix it, to tighten it. When he did that, he saw the plumber's putty and said, "We don't use plumber's putty. This was tampered with."
So does he think the tenant removed the drain and put it back in with putty?
He didn't say what he thought.
Oh,
He just
that's a
said it
bunch
was
of crap. Your tenant
Yeah.
saw it was loose and put putty around it, trying to be nice, trying to fix it.
Yes. I do have everything that the installer said. And
Now,
he
what do you mean?
admitted that
So,
it
so
was.
he went downstairs to the basement apartment and saw the water damage.
Uh-huh.
Did he break? How did he break through the ceiling to look in it, or not? Or did he just automatically know it was the drain?
So my maintenance man here, when the tenant in the apartment in the basement called me and said, "Esther, I'm getting water from the upstairs apartment." She had
Okay,
already called
Esther,
me.
here's what's going to happen. There's a few ways of dealing with this. First
Okay.
and foremost, you're insured, and
I am.
you can get it covered, and your insurance company will go after the plumbing company, and that's the way it should be, because they will
Okay.
go and get reimbursed, which will include your deductible if you have one.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to handle this. The next way to handle it is to you let your insurance fix it, and then you go after them. You go after them in small claims court for just your deductible. If your insurance doesn't want to subrogate, that's the second way to handle it. The third way to handle it is not to let your insurance do anything, and for you to sue them in small claims court, because I doubt you're going to have in excess of $7,500 in damage, will you?
I am not sure. We are in the process of.
Well, how much
we
of the
did
ceiling
have
got?
our-
How much of the ceiling downstairs got hit?
The ceiling isn't the problem. There was water that went through the walls, in between the walls of the bathroom and the kitchen and the front room. The entire hardwood floor had to be taken out.
Oh no, you're going to have a lot of damage over this. And
Yeah.
and Bath Fitter says we're not responsible.
Yep, they're denying it. They denied the claim. Yeah.
Which they should
So
turn it
I
over to
should-
their insurance company.
They should turn it to
That's
their
what they
insurance
should do.
company, but they didn't even bother.
No, but so her insurance company will make that happen.
That's
Okay.
probably the way to do it. What is your deductible?
2,500.
Okay. I would do that. I would let my insurance handle all of it, but ask your insurance straight up, will you subrogate against these plumbers who I think are wrong, bath fitters? And if they say no, then you ask them, can I sue for my deductible?
Are you sure it's an absolute they're going to cover it?
Well, why wouldn't they?
Well, they might say that needs to be on this contractor more than anybody and say,
but
we've got
insurance
nothing to do with this.
No, but insurance companies routinely will cover
Okay.
other people's mistakes if she has the right coverage, and they'll go after them. They'll subrogate. They usually do.
So that is exactly what we're doing.
Good.
The insurance company is, they've already covered it. They're waiting. We had to have a mitigation team come out. They did. So they submitted all their paperwork, and they are going to subrogate
Good.
to Bath Fitter. Yeah.
Well,
So I just hope that.
let us
I
know.
just want-
Let us know if there's a problem. Just let us know, because I think you're going about it the right way. And
Okay.
a good company would put it through their insurance and not put the homeowner through the headache. They would do that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Leland Conway at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Pretty easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for that noon hour. I-25 north and southbound flowing free into and out of the downtown area. North from there, I-70 east and westbound, no complaints from the foothills to DIA and back again. Speaking of DIA and leaving DIA, specifically Pena Boulevard southbound road construction continues with delays between Tower Road and I-70. On the south end of town, I-225 north and southbound, no complaints for our friends in Aurora and DTC. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today, highs in the mid-40s this afternoon. Overnight low of 15. Tomorrow cloudy again with a high of 42. Scattered snow showers on Wednesday. The current temperature in Denver is 45 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
To hear good old-fashioned storytelling, listen to Red Pilled America, where this week we tell the remarkable story of how a 1,500-year-old saint transformed into the jolly old soul from the North Pole. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Affordable interest mortgage. I love talking about the liquid loan because it's the most amazing loan you will see. No matter what interest rates do, you can keep your payment low by simply paying interest only if you're not going to be there for a long time. And then you can pay down principal if you want to be there and you want to make it your forever home. You can pay whatever amount of principal you want, a big chunk or just a little at a time. And then your interest payments go down instantly because you're only paying simple interest on outstanding balances. That's the way the liquid loan works. And you can pay principal in a big chunk or just little payments here and there. Whatever you pay, you can get back if you need it. You can borrow it back because it's a 30-year line of credit. TheLiquidLoan.com, nothing else like it from an affordable interest mortgage. Call them for information, 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500.
If you're looking for a unique gift this holiday season, check out Rosetta Stone. It's the award-winning app that's helped millions of people around the world learn to speak new languages with confidence. A lifetime unlimited subscription provides forever access to all 25 of Rosetta Stone's languages, from Spanish and Chinese to German and Tagalog. And through December 25th, they're offering it for 40% off. It's the perfect present for the people in your life who value meaningful experiences instead of just getting more stuff. Got a buddy who's planning a big trip to Europe next year? A cousin who's been saying she wants to learn Korean to connect with her culture? Or that friend who'd love to be able to tell people he can say cheers in 10 different languages? Rosetta Stone is something they'll actually use and love for life. So visit rosettastone.com today to save $120 on a lifetime unlimited subscription. If you're looking for a unique gift this holiday season, check out Rosetta Stone.
Hey, Dan, you know, our jobs are pretty different. I'm a baseball announcer, you're an attorney and a talk show host.
Yeah, but we do have something in common.
Really? What's that?
Our favorite car dealer, Len Lyle Chevrolet.
Yeah, definitely not your typical dealership.
That's so true, Jack. No high-pressure sales tactics. They respect your time. And when you have two...
Have you guys always had bulldogs?
No, not always. 9 years now. Before that, we had once you have them.
They're a game changer, huh? Do they have to be walked? Because some dogs don't. Like, they're like low energy.
Yeah, they're pretty low energy.
It's good for them.
It's good for them, obviously, but yeah.
And they're short walks.
But yeah, you can't take them very, far on hikes or anything like that.
They're not
Little
marathoners.
wrinkles clean?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you see the bulldog that skateboards? That's the funniest
Oh my
video
gosh.
I've ever seen in my life.
Miles did that when he was a puppy. A little bit.
I think so.
I saw on TV yesterday, I was flipping through the channels, there was a woman dancing with her dog in a competition. And the dog, she'd be like ballroom dancing. The dog would be about 10 feet away, and it was a wide shot from the camera, and she would jump and twirl, and the dog would jump and twirl. Then they come together, and they're turning, and it's all real, but it's like a competition.
What kind of dog? Probably a poodle.
They're all different kinds. It's a competition. Oh, that took forever to get done on that one. Bath Fitter's a pretty big company. I wonder if they're like Done Right, or that carpet one.
If they're a franchise.
I bet they're just a lead aggregator.
Oh, baby.
You know what? She might be dealing with the wrong people, man.
Do you still have your Batmobile? You got rid of it?
Yeah.
You didn't even drive it, did you?
That's why.
What'd you get?
He had the Corvette, the new one.
Oh,
The 2020
black one. It looked like the Batmobile. I swear to God it did.
You can't drive those in Colorado, though.
Why?
Robs and everywhere.
I know.
My neighbor moved his to his Arizona house.
Starts at $22 an hour. If you're self-motivated and take pride in your work, you could be a vital part of the team helping make the stock show a success. To apply, visit careers.aramark.com and search for openings in Denver. That's careers.aramark.com.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Talking to Fix It 24/7 about the coming cold and what it's going to do and how people are going to be stuck no matter what. Now, here's some tips for pipes. If you, first of all, always get frozen pipes, you got a problem. You got to do something to stop it, because they're always going to freeze in certain areas. Now, if you made a mistake with a hose, that's one thing. Disconnect hoses. If you have plumbing near exterior walls and there's water in the pipe, I'm not talking about the drain back things that are for hoses. They drain back and they evacuate all the water. But I'm talking about maybe the old-fashioned hose ones where it comes near the wood in your basement to go outside, the wood part of your basement, or it goes to the wood part of your crawl space. You need to get heat to that or insulate that. Cover those pipes up, right, George? That's a weak area.
Yeah, I mean, if you're someone who's had a frozen pipe like that in the past, not because of a hose hooked up or something,
it's not going to go away.
And you didn't fix the cause, like the
That's
insulation or something,
That's
you're
right.
definitely getting a frozen pipe
Now,
this week.
Here's another thing. People have sometimes sinks that it's weird, but they come up an exterior wall because the sink is up against an exterior wall. Those pipes don't get the heat of the house if they're locked in. You can actually lock pipes into a cold area too, if they're not insulated or not on the right side of insulation. And what you want, the ideal situation, is for those pipes to come up through the floor into the cabinet and not in the wall. And you want them to come where so in other words, they plumb and sometimes either drill holes in the cabinet where the sink is, or it comes in behind it, but it's not in the wall. But those still can get really cold if they're too close to the exterior wall or it's not insulated well enough. And that's where you see people opening their cabinets. Now, I don't recommend you put a light bulb in there like some people do. Just open your cabinets and expose it to the house heat, and you're fine.
You know, we're talking, I'm looking at 9 News right now. -2 is the high. -16 is the low. And
really?
Hold on, this is Thursday. You throw wind chill on, they're talking -50. I think if you have siding in general, you get -50 gusts of cold hitting your siding almost anywhere. Even if your house was built properly, I think it could still easily freeze. Am I crazy?
Well, not if
-50?
If the pipes are not run in exterior walls, they won't. Most frozen pipes happen because of building mistakes, right, George? Isn't it? Most?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's lots of different things, but that's one of them, yeah.
What's your furnace? Okay, let's talk furnaces real quick. What's a furnace meant to do? If you're running a true temperature of negative 20, what the hell can your... If that went on for a week, I don't think your house would be 32 degrees, would it?
Furnaces can handle cold. They can handle... You'll just spend a lot of money.
It'll be 32, but it won't be... That's what I was saying earlier. When it's negative 20, especially if you're trying to catch up, you're heating your house to 70
ain't going to happen.
Tough. Yeah, you got to be... A well-insulated house will, but... Many houses, won't. It doesn't mean their system's not working.
No, and it won't go, and it won't get freeze either. That's what you want to avoid.
Yeah.
But the home will be plenty warm. I mean, it may
I just
not
can't
be.
believe we're truly talking about negative 16 in Denver.
Hey, Mark, you have a question on water pressure for Fix It. What is it?
Hi there. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I've called 24/7, and I've had a townhome for like 6 years, and I have very weak water pressure, and I have no idea what to do about it. I just wondered if there's any advice or...
Yeah, the first thing is a water pressure valve.
I want to ask something, though. With a townhome, is it yours alone? Did you have a meter and it comes to your place, or do you pay the association? Is it included in your water, in your HOA? How is your water metered to you?
I do not pay a water bill, so I guess from what you just asked, I would assume it's in the HOA.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have any control.
No, he may not. But that's what I was going to ask George. Are there ways to boost water pressure for just you? Could he literally, for his unit, where the water comes into his unit, would he be able to? Go ahead.
I've asked my neighbors, and none of my neighbors seem to have any problem. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Are you on the end of the building?
I am not.
Where are you in relation? How many? You say townhomes, so they're all level, right?
No, mine is like 2 stories.
No, I understand that. But your first floor is level with your neighbor's first floor.
Oh, yes, correct.
Okay, because they're in a line, right? They're like a...
Correct.
Okay, all right. So how many units are in the building you're in?
I'm fairly much in the middle, maybe...
Okay, that's what I want to know. You're in the middle, and no one on either side of you is having a pressure problem?
That is correct.
They may have pressure... They might have pressure valves in each unit, and yours went bad. George, is that possible?
Yeah, so if nobody else is having that problem, you're in the middle, then
right.
I would say that's... Yeah, I would agree.
But if he didn't... I have called you folks at 24/7, and they say that you won't come and take a look at it because I'm in a townhome. Is that correct?
No, because of they can't fix the whole unit.
Oh, but yeah, that's.
But they can look at your unit and see if it's something unique to your unit. Yeah, they can come out on a service call. They do that $39 job.
So
don't you do that for a plumber?
Yeah. So you're saying wherever, let's say there is a valve there, you're thinking that would literally be inside his unit?
It's sometimes. They put unpressured water to get it to the units. They put a lot of pressure in.
I'm saying, where do you think that pressure valve would actually be, though?
Oh, in his unit?
Because if it's not in his units, they won't have access to it.
No, that's right. You're absolutely right. I'm thinking in his mechanical room there might be something. Do you have a shutoff valve? Can you turn off your water?
Oh, okay. Now, here's the thing: is I've had a few plumbers out for different reasons, and they've always said they cannot find one. Now I've had one out that...
So you don't have a main shutoff. You don't have a main shutoff for your water.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I guess I do according to my last person, but he didn't show me where it was, and I have never been able to find it. So I believe it's there.
I would say every house has to have a shutoff. I mean, it has.
Yeah, and they can't shut off the whole building for one person.
No, but each unit should have its own shutoff.
Each unit should have a shutoff, and if each unit has a shutoff, it's possible on your side of the shutoff there's a pressure valve.
Yeah, and if you called our office, the receptionist might not have understood. And if you have that problem again, just tell them I said we can't
leave
send
your
somebody.
name. Leave your name with Sue's. Okay, leave your name with Sue's and number, and then he'll let people know.
Now let's say he doesn't have that, and there's nothing anybody can do, and let's say his neighbors have low pressure too.
Well, if they all have low pressure,
the only thing I think that could be done like that would be almost like a well system where you got.
They have to lean on first they have to lean on the HOA
to turn it up.
If it's the building. But what's puzzling me is that either side of him has good pressure.
Yeah.
That he could have a leak somewhere that he doesn't know about.
Hey, Mark, have you had the other plumbers that have actually been there look at this specific issue?
And I have asked as far as 2 doors down on one side, and she's lived there longer. She has no problem. She seems to.
No, I'm asking the plumbers that you said have been to your home. Have they looked at this specific issue?
No, I have not had that.
Okay, that's a specific issue that you need to investigate. There's something weird if yours is the only one with this problem.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is
Do you have a spot coming up, Tom?
What's that?
Do you have a spot coming up? They want to take a picture of you and me.
No, I don't.
Did you guys ever think of breeding them? No. Nah. Too much work.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to breed
Anything. I've kicked it around, but I always say no to every time. You know where she is roughly?
Third floor, right?
Oh.
No?
Yeah, I'll walk
Yeah. Some are on third, but very few.
Okay.
Bye. Nice seeing you
Bye.
guys.
Thanks for bringing him in. That was such a... Yeah, for sure. She would love it.
How cute.
I can text Bonnie and I won't hear shit back, right? But Apple tried to deliver his new phone and no one was home. And I said, Bonnie, they tried to deliver your phone, they couldn't. And I get immediate response. Damn. It wasn't even supposed to be here until the 3rd. Then it was the 28th. Then it kept being moved up. They're moving fast. Oh, that's nice. Where'd you get that from?
Kelly.
Kelly spent some money, man.
What'd she get you?
A beautiful bottle of wine. The box is beautiful.
Do you drink champagne? Susanna liked it. Yeah. Oh.
Do you know one time?
You know, I saw that we got our neighbors some whiskey, we usually do. I got it at Costco. Listen to this, $43 a bottle. We stopped at the big Castle Rock liquor store for something Costco didn't have. They had the same shit for $80. That is just unbelievable, the markup in a liquor store compared to Costco. Double.
It was double?
A little less, but yeah. How is that? It's like, how is that possible?
That was those puppies, that was so much fun.
I know.
Did he get some good shots?
Yeah. You sure you don't want a dog, or huh?
Oh, no, I do, but I you know, here, Stephanie and I will lay in bed sometime. It'll be cold out and snowy, so who would be walking the dog?
Doggy door.
Yeah, but we don't have the same property. I don't have the same property I used to. Right?
No, but you got a fenced-in backyard. You get a little dog. Something that if you wanted to, you can take. See, I say how easy it is, but, you know, we still have Miles at home, and right in our neighborhood, we've got dog sitters.
This is what I used to do. I had a doggy door that went into a heated garage. I had 40 acres. I had an invisible fence out 5 or 10 acres of invisible fence, and I had Poop Man Scoop. Even with that much property, I had Poop Man Scoop come once every 2 weeks for my yard if they did it in the yard. Well, I mean, we didn't have to take care of a dog.
Yeah, I know.
They just came. They just went like this whenever they wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even think about it. It was just automatic.
I know.
I mean, we had it so easy.
Well, that's how we were when we were in Castle Rock, but we can't have a doggy door where we're at now.
Why is that? Oh, because of animals?
Just fucking everything. Man.
But we didn't let them into the house. The doggy door when it came in and out of our heated garage, the big giant garage.
I got you. Yeah, we'd have raccoons. We'd have all kinds of shit come into our house. What? No, I got all. I'm done. Man.
Record your message. Talk back to Denver's talk station now.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, we are talking about anything you want, but it's slow, and I know why. People, you know, this happens every year. People put their problems aside, and they say, we'll deal with it after the first. How many people have said that? I'm serious. With business, I mean, sales are bad this month, and I don't mean retail. I'm talking about business. People put off big decisions, and they say, you know, I'll deal with it after the first. But if you have a problem, now that you shouldn't put off. We should go after bad guys even now, and we've recovered a lot of money this month, which is incredible, thanks to our deputies, of course. Now we have George with us from Fix It 24/7. George, do you find people put things off and then you get a big rush after the first?
Yeah, we do to an extent, but really it's more like they put off, you know, stuff that's out of sight, out of mind till now. It's going to be super cold, and they're going to.
That's right. Then they can't.
A lot are going to wish they didn't.
You know, he said something. We were talking about a different company altogether that owes another company money, and he made me think of something. It's very true. There's some companies when they owe people money or a refund, and we get those calls all the time, and they simply don't have it to give. What's the worst thing they could do?
Avoidance.
Total avoidance. They start ghosting people.
Do you know how many people call us about that? They say,
crazy.
Hey, we're owed money, and we're being ghosted. Now, it's either a consumer ghosting a company
ghosting a consumer,
right? Or they just disappear. They
and
just don't want to deal with it.
Do.
No, they just don't want to deal with it, and they put it off and put it off. Anything you put off gets worse. One thing I told my kids, that I have two different problems with two different kids, but I said, you know, and she says, you tell me too much about my car. I said, keep your car clean. Very simple request. Don't trash your car. You know, I bought you a beautiful car. Keep it nice. Get it washed once a week. Now, you would think in a kid's life they could find time to do that, right?
No, of course not.
And I said, listen, you understand we detailed this car. We got it clean because you trashed it. Then you did it again, and I did. This is the last time I'm doing it, and here's what I want to tell you. It's not hard because you're not going to ever clean a car if you simply pick up that cup or that gum wrapper.
Each time.
Just pick it up. 2 seconds. And then when it piles up, it's 2 hours. And the same, now that's one child. Then the other child is stuff at school, putting them off. And then having to work 6 hours in one night to get stuff done. I said, if you do incremental work, it'll never pile up.
Procrastination is a huge problem with youth. Huge.
With everyone.
Well,
and
that's true.
And with business. This is the problem with business. I was getting to the calls we get. The biggest problem we have with business people is they're not business people. They're either a plumber, they might be a lawyer, they might even be a dentist, they might be... People confuse business with trades and careers. Careers and trades are what you do. Business is how you acquire customers and how you close customers and how you collect payment and how you do your job. Plumbers that fail on their own don't fail because they're a bad plumber. They fail often because they're a bad business person. And that's what Amazon did for thousands of businesses. They created a back office, and all these guys have to do is fulfill it to Amazon, and Amazon takes care of the rest. That helped a lot of people out, and it can help you out too. But it's amazing to me how many businesses fail because they don't know how to conduct business. More coming up.
So many people have told me about Orchard.
With any business in the fucking world, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, George. I mean, that's the one thing with when you met your partner. That's what he said one time. I'm not in the HVAC. I'm not in the home services business. I'm in the business of acquiring leads and satisfying them. That's his business, because he could apply that to any fucking business in the world. Yeah. That's the business he was in. He didn't give a squat about the furnace. I mean, he did, but he cared about the process, right?
Yeah.
After the worst of the pandemic, America's businesses still face challenges. With a potential option, here's Omega Accounting Solutions founder and president, Jay Woods.
The ERC, also known as the Employee Retention Tax Credit. There are billions of dollars in federal aid available to small businesses. There is a deadline and it's fast approaching. It'll end in March 2023. At Omega, we're on a mission to inform and empower as many small business owners to look at qualifying for this credit.
A recent survey of about 800 U.S. small business owners and decision makers revealed that most don't know how to take advantage of the ERC tax credit.
Overall, we found that
31st, 2023. Visit OmegaTaxCredits.com/survey for more information.
K-How News Time, 103.
The update from the city of Denver on migrant numbers. 90 more arriving last night. 358 currently housed in city emergency shelters. 157 in other shelters. The city's served 984 since December 9th. It's asking for medical and non-medical volunteers to staff the shelters. I-70 shut down for hours at Wadsworth this weekend due to a fire under a bridge at Clear Creek. It began under the bridge where Wadsworth intersects with the freeway. Westbound traffic was diverted off for about 4 hours. Investigators believe that fire sparked by open burning. Brett Rippon with his third career start at quarterback with Russell Wilson on the sideline. Rippon passing for 197 yards and a touchdown, 1 interception. Coach Nathaniel Hackett on the next game.
Russell's going to be playing this next week.
Russell Wilson suffered that concussion when he was slammed to the ground during last Sunday's loss to Kansas City. I'm David King.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by The Truth with Lisa Booth podcast.
And road work ending away this afternoon in Little Twin construction being done both directions of Santa Fe between Highlands Range Parkway and County Line. That's adding almost 10 minutes onto your drive. Leaving the airport, road work southbound Pena between Tower and Green Valley, bringing just tacking a couple of minutes on. Other than that, though, highway looks to be in pretty good shape. That earlier stall southbound I-25 at 84th, they cleared back up to posted speeds there. I-70 looks good, 270's in great shape as well. Here, Fox 31 3-point weather, mostly sunny.
You know, we had a dog sitter
Mostly cloudy tonight.
Yeah.
years ago, ran over our Shih Tzu in our car, in our garage. Our dog. Yeah, our house. Yeah, it was crazy. She was moving one of our cars out of the garage to pull hers in because she was going to be there for a week, and I didn't care about that. But she ran over our dog in our garage with our car. And I get a call 1 a.m. We're in California Legoland with the kids. I get a call saying we're about $4,000 deep already, about another $3,000. We think we can save the dog.
K-How, an iHeart radio station.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. You know what this show is. We solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We try to make your life, my friends, just a little bit better. You know, Tommy's running late. He'll be back in a second, but George Donaldson's with me. Fix it 24/7. You know what? I know everybody likes getting busy. Every business wants the customers, but I have a feeling you're going to get so freaking slammed. Now, electric probably won't be busy, but I don't know. Does cold weather affect electric at all, George? Because we know what's going to happen with plumbing, frozen pipes, and we know people are going to be cold if their furnace isn't up to snuff. So you're going to be busy on those fronts, but how about electric?
Yeah, no, it won't really affect electric at all.
At all?
Unless you got, like, baseboard heat that's not working or something.
Does it drive you nuts when really bad weather comes through like this is probably going to be? Because you can't get to every call. I am obsessing. I have a -16, Tom. It looks like a baseball bat. I don't know. That's what it looks like. What is that? That's your Christmas present? Interesting. But doesn't it drive you a little crazy when you can't get to every call coming in? You only have so many plumbers.
Yes, it does.
How do you prioritize? Yeah, we're in the middle of a show here. You feel free to join us at any time.
I did not know. Hold on. I thought we were still in the break, and you guys were talking. I thought you were just talking. I didn't know.
I'll take that as a compliment.
So I was late. I thought you were just
talking.
And
I'm going, why the hell's he interrupting us back there?
I said, wait, is this yours? I was talking as if we were still in the break, and I saw, wait a minute, it's 1:07. What the hell's going on? I'm sorry, Mark.
It's quite all right.
Uh-oh. I made fun of a guy that was 73.
It's quite all right.
And I'm sounding a lot like him. Listen, Deputy Smarty Pants has some follow-ups.
Tom?
Yes.
He is on with the general manager of Phil Long Ford of Denver. Remember David from last week? I sent you a link on his, he was in the military and called about his dealership issue.
Yeah.
Well, Marty has Robert
you know
McMahon
what?
on.
I felt bad for David, and I'll tell you why.
What was the issue? I don't recall.
Here's what I think. David, I felt bad for him. David bought his Jeep, okay? And then when he bought his Jeep, he was having problems, but they took care of it under warranty. Except it was taking so long that he needed to get a loaner. So they came through and gave him a loaner. Nothing wrong with that. That's wonderful. And then he then he saw a Bronco, and he got the hots for a Bronco and said, you know what? I'd just rather just trade this for a Bronco. A new Bronco. But the deal that I saw was not a good deal for him. And I'll tell you why. It's not altogether Phil Long's fault. It's he had negative equity going into this, deal. So it was making the price of the Bronco pretty high. And I thought, look, this guy's a veteran. He's really, really wanting a Bronco. I told him you should just keep what you have. Let him get it fixed and move on. But if you do get a Bronco, perhaps Phil Long could do something really nice, like take the profit out, back the profit out of the original Jeep deal and this deal, and just make it so he can get into another car without too much pain and misery. Now, of course, that's a lot to be said, because I'm not Phil Long, and I don't have to account for their profits and losses. So it may not be the best thing in the world to recommend. But I wanted something to be done for him. And Smarty Marty's here. Are you there, Smarty?
Yes, I'm here with the general manager of Phil Long.
Now, you're actually there with him on the phone?
No, three-way call. Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Good.
Me.
So good. So you patched us in together, Smarty?
Yes.
Excellent.
And the reason I did, Tom, is I got the story from David. It's in writing. I sent the story on to Chris Datone, who's my source at Phil Long.
Yes.
And I trust Chris. And Chris then patched me into Robert. And Robert sounds very sincere to me. And he just says the story doesn't match. So he wants to have his say as to what his version is as to what happened.
Absolutely. Yep, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll stay quiet the rest.
Now, okay, I just want to make sure, Robert, we're talking about we started with the 2015 Jeep, yep. and he said the supercharger failed, and you guys were fixing it but having problem with programming issues, and then he wanted to trade it for a new Bronco. So I'll shut up too. Go ahead, Robert.
Nope, you're all good, and thank you. And actually, most of David's story is all true, and we do want to help him. And you kind of hit a couple things on the head right at the very beginning. In the very initial deal, there was some negative equity. So long story short, he paid about $32,000, and after warranty and gap, he financed about $46,000.
Wow!
At around $800 a month. And so as we've looked at helping him out, and you're right, when we found out, we did get him a loaner car, and then when we decided we might want a Bronco, we've given him two different Broncos to drive, and this is one that he really likes. And, as you know, Broncos traditionally have been bringing a premium, and I am discounting the car, so I've taken a good portion of the profit out.
Yeah.
But what I'll tell you is that so he did put about 10,000 miles on it, which is fine, neither here nor there. He paid $32,000 as the sale price, and I'm giving him $36,500 on trade. And
so what you're saying, by the way, and I'll let you continue, but for people listening, you're saying a lot of that cost, that extra cost, is negative equity he brought with him.
Correct. And so at this point, his payoff is about $40,000, and between the cancellations and the trade allowance, I'm giving him about $40,000. So on a 51 335 car, we're financing about $56,000. So we're putting him in a much better position. And as you know, interest rates have gone up, and I got a better interest rate as well for him. And so at the end of the day, on $20,000 more car, the payment goes up about $162 a month. And him and I have been in contact over the last month, 6 weeks, and super nice guy. I emailed him the documents and numbers or the proposal before I went out of town. And so this is a little bit of news to me coming back into town, but I am doing what we can to help him because he is a
most of this guy's problem, I believe, is his own fault. I mean, on the first deal, he just said, Tom, that he rolled almost 10 grand in negative equity, and then here we are.
I know.
Here we are, a little down the road.
He'll have negative again on this one.
Yeah, of course, but now he wants a bigger and badder ride. When's he going to trade this Bronco in on the Ferrari?
No, he can't. For this to work for him, he needs to just drive the Bronco and let it just pay out. Just pay it out. Because the only way to get rid of negative equity is to keep the next car you roll it into and pay it all off, and then ride that into the ground. That's really...
Did I hear you guys are giving him more on a trade than what he paid for the vehicle, or did I mishear that?
No, you heard that absolutely correct.
You can't ask for more than that.
Okay, so Robert McMahon, Robert, the GM over there, we do appreciate your explanation. You didn't have to come on and do this with us. But I wanted to ask, let me just ask you in general.
Sure.
Negative equity, there's so much of it. I mean, how do you feel about negative equity? When you take someone into a new car, it would work if they roll the negative equity if the older car's not working. But don't you believe you should get rid of it and just pay that car off and be done with it before you go to the next?
Yes, I do. I mean, in a perfect world, if you keep it the term of the loan and you pay it off and you have equity, I'm also a big believer in leasing because you can turn your vehicle every 3 years if you like to do that.
Yeah.
But negative equity is tough. But I would tell you there are certain situations where it makes sense, like, and I'm not talking about this instance.
No, but special incentives from manufacturers?
Right, or let's say you were reestablishing 2 years ago your credit and you were at 21%, and now you can get 10%, right?
Right.
It would make sense because now you're paying more to the principal of the loan. Negative equity is a challenge, and when you keep rolling it over, then you end up in a tough situation.
Hey, Robert, how do lenders take like your typical credit union or even your typical Ford credit? How do they look at negative equity? Where is that line they draw? I mean, at some point, they're not going to loan $100,000 on a $50,000 vehicle. What is the tolerance?
Will they do 110% or 120 or just what will they do?
So most credit unions are either side of 140%. And
What?
You got to remember that
Whoa.
includes taxes and other items.
Wow.
I think your normal lenders prefer to be around 120%.
That's incredible.
But you'll remember that the more equity that you have, generally the less your interest rate will be. If you put 20% down, then you're going to get a better rate than if you financed 120%. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, by the way, man, did Ford hit a home run with this Bronco.
Wow, we've had a lot of calls where something going on with the tops.
Yeah, I know, but in general, that car, that retro look, that hit a home frickin' run. I'll bet you can't keep them in stock.
No. My wife waited 18 months for hers, and she absolutely loves it. So we've had a lot of positive feedback on the small Bronco, the Bronco Sport, as well as the full size, and they are just absolutely fun.
I mean, what is Ford's number one selling vehicle?
I love the retro look. They're number one.
F-150?
F-150 is the number one selling car in the world, I think, isn't it? Still.
Yep.
And okay?
How about actual cars, not SUVs? Does Ford even make a car anymore?
Yeah, they make cars.
We make the Mustang. So
that's it.
Of course.
Everything else has gone to SUVs and crossovers.
Yeah, that's it. Tom.
Really?
That's it.
Really? Everything else.
And the Mustang's electric, right?
Not all of them.
Well, no, the traditional Mustang, like the GT Mustang, the race car, the sports car, the Mach-E that you're talking about is a crossover, and that's all electric, and they hit a home run with that one as well.
Really? Is it fast? I mean, how does it stand up to, let's say, a Tesla?
It competes pretty well. I would call it a Tesla killer. It's certainly made an impact on Tesla sales.
Wow. So so that electric vehicle, I didn't realize it because I haven't seen that many. So that's really selling well.
Yes.
So
can
Mustang,
you believe they don't have cars anymore though, except for the Mustang?
Yeah. Do you know what the 0 to 60 is on that Ford electric Mustang?
Ooh, not off the top of my head, but I think the GT is somewhere below 4 seconds.
Okay.
Wow.
Anyway,
what's the cost on that?
They're beautiful cars. God,
they're less
you
than an
seen
S.
They're beautiful cars. What is the full MSRP on that? And then you can go from there. What is that, Robert? Do you know?
Yeah, they range from $40,000 to about $70,000, depending on the equipment. They come in all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. They're so there's quite a few different models you can get.
Are the kinks worked out? Like, is there still a lot of service issues with them, or
what with the electric?
Yeah, that's new. Electric's new to Ford, so.
Yeah, okay. Electric is new to Ford. So, did you guys pioneer a lot first? Did you experiment a lot first, or is this the experiment?
I think they obviously they put a lot of time and effort in this, and they want to compete in the electric market just as much as they do in the internal combustion engine market. So they've kind of separated the company into several different companies. So they have architects and engineers working on electric cars, and that's all they work on. And so, there's been a few software updates, really not much different than Tesla when Tesla first came out. But again, all the initial response on Mach-E has been really positive.
And then I imagine the F-150 you'll have an electric version. You have to have an electric version of that.
We have it, yes. We have the Lightning.
You do?
Lightning came out. Yep.
Wow. Well, thank you. Hey, Robert, we really appreciate you being here from Phil Long Ford. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
All right. We got more coming up.
There is a huge end-of-year sale happening at the Sharpest Rides right now. Hey, I'm Chelsea. They have the best pricing in Colorado, the most cars in the state, and they are the #1 internet car dealer. And they have the most value for trade-ins. They're also family-owned and local. I'm telling you, if you need a vehicle, it's the best time of year to buy with new inventory and with the largest selection of trucks, cars, SUVs, luxury rides, you name it. And with every vehicle sold at the Sharpest Rides, a donation is made to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Find your next vehicle today at thesharpestrides.com. That's thesharpestrides.com.
Okay, we've been talking about interest rates and loans, and I talk about theliquidloan.com because it is the best loan for our time. Why? Because it's a 30-year line of credit. You're no longer paying all the interest up front. So as long as you know that, like if you own a house for 5 years, you don't pay hardly any principal. In fact, in 10 years, you hardly pay principal. So with the liquid loan, you can choose to pay whatever principal you want, and it goes directly to principal and immediately lowers your interest payment because it's simple interest on the outstanding balance. That means you can do interest only if you want until you move, if you're only going to be there a few years. If you're going to be there permanently, you can choose when to pay your principal. You can pay a $10,000 chunk, or you can pay a $1,000 chunk. Here's the other thing. All the money you keep in the same bank will earn the same amount of interest, thereby offsetting your mortgage. It is a great financial tool, more than just a house mortgage. TheLiquidLoan.com. Only from Affordable Interest Mortgage. 720-895-0500. A loan is an important part of your financial estate. So is retirement planning. Get the elements in place and have them work for you. That's what Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies does. And they are a sponsor on this show because I want them to be, because I use them, and they're doing a great service for me. They help me realize where I'm wasting money, where I need to apply money, where I'm weak, and where I'm strong. And they're making a plan for me to have a secure retirement, and they can do it for you no matter what age. rpcenter.com is willing to meet with you as many times as it takes for you to feel totally comfortable with no obligation. rpcenter.com. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. So, of all the professionals that I recommend, I hope you never need John Fuller. He's a personal injury attorney. But I'll tell you what, if you're in an accident, I know you're going to think, who's going to get me the most? And you're going to listen to commercials that really are a burn and churn kind of places that just take big cases and brag about them. And you get left by the wayside. With John Fuller, you're never just a number. He's a small firm, single attorney firm on purpose. He will only take as many cases as he can handle personally. And he wants you to notice the difference when you call him, to go over the case at no charge and no obligation. And then a flat contingency fee if he collects for you. 303-597-4500. Call for a consultation. You'll talk to John personally, not a call center. And then you'll get his personal cell phone if he takes your case. myaccidentlawyer.co. That's John Fuller. You can also find him at referralist.com. 303-597-4500.
Just recently, one of our patients told us that getting treated for erectile...
Rocky's advertiser.
Yeah, that's a rocket.
And they knew he was going to Aurora tonight.
Me and Mark were like, what are you doing?
We'll leave it at that.
I thought he was just making it part of the show.
I know. Can you believe it? I'm
I know. I come in and I go like this, and I said, "Who's this?" And I did not know we were on the air.
But then it kept going. I thought you knew we were on the air.
Who's this?
And then that was pretty good. You thought we were.
First thing you
And then I sat down, and I noticed there's no board up. I sat down. It's 1:07. I went, "Oh my God, guys, we're on the air."
No shit.
That was so silly.
Want to join us?
Yeah, feel free to pop on in. I don't like those. I looked at every electric out there. Nothing has the speed, and nothing has the battery life as the S. Couldn't find one thing. I get 410 miles.
Do you get time off for Christmas
No,
to New
they're-
Year's,
they-
like more than just
the
the
head start.
holidays, building closing? Are you and Jen home next week, or you're here? What about Jen?
I'm shocked I didn't end up with any speeding tickets my first month, though. Now it's out of my system.
Gotcha. But her job can be... That's cool. Troubleshooter show, please hold.
For what?
Oh, are they doing?
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Are they doing Secret Santa?
We're not finished.
We're not supposed to.
Are you supposed to write? Your secret Santa love and whoever you are.
I didn't know.
Well, how'd you know it was mine?
Because I had to look it up, and I had to have the girls so I could thank you.
You're welcome.
And I didn't know you're supposed to put your name. Now people are going to know what a cheapskate I am. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, were you the one who said?
Christmas gets weird when your kids are older. It's like, you know what I mean?
I got Ryan.
It's like by the time they're 20-something, you're like, okay, you got everything you need, you know?
So,
Like,
do
and all
you
the
have-
toys.
and you'll
Like, you're
have
in
a
the
gift card,
magic
right?
time with your kids.
What did you get her?
A bunch of coffee beans.
Were they on the list?
Well, she said she wants coffee
yeah.
beans, but ones that are not flavored.
See, here's the thing.
I didn't order
Yeah.
from that weird list.
Yeah.
Oh, you just did your own?
Why did Suzanne get them?
Yeah. See, I think it's like killjoy and all that list if everybody knows what they're getting.
Troubleshooter show, what is your first
Said he
name?
wanted this. I said, okay, I'll buy it.
Don?
But at least you know they're getting what they asked for.
Yeah, of course.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Jennifer has an HOA question. Go ahead, Jennifer. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, thank you. So I own a studio that I rent out, and the HOA is...
What kind of studio? This is odd. Not odd. I mean, a studio, you mean like an art studio?
No, a studio apartment.
Oh, is that what you're talking about? I'm sorry, Jennifer. Okay, go ahead.
It's small. It's very,
Okay,
very
I got you. Yeah.
In fact, that's part of the problem. So I've always had it recorded as 283 square feet. And then with the county, it's recorded as 283 square feet. Well, the HOA is implementing a special assessment fee. And so within that process, their process of doing that, I discovered that they have it as 354 square feet. And so
so there's 3 different square footages. One you thought and 2 others.
No, 2 different ones.
Oh.
Hers, the counties are the same.
Oh, yours in the county. Okay. So the HOA are they charging an assessment based on square footage? Is that where we're going?
That's how I'm looking at it, yes. And then also I'm wondering now if the HOA, just the monthly dues are based on the square foot.
I shouldn't say no. I don't know. I don't think they are.
Well, common area is going to be common area.
Right, but Mark, usually square footage plays in condos. This is a condo association. It plays a big part.
Have you asked them? Jennifer, did you say, how do you guys charge me?
Yes.
And?
Nothing. Cricket.
Okay, listen. It's in the bylaws. You can find out yourself.
I guess I don't understand the whole square footage part. I mean, to a degree I do.
Well,
but what does that have to do with the swimming pool in the common areas?
Mark, it does, because they feel, and I've been in a condo, I've been in a few. And
I can see a 1-bedroom versus 2-bedroom.
No, they do. Well, okay, some of them do that, Mark, because they're all the same. 1-bedrooms are all the same. 2-bedrooms and 3-bedrooms are all the same. I don't think they have one, but whatever it is. What I'm saying to you is that's the same. But where they're not the same, they might want square footage called out. Or studio is one price and studio is this square footage. The second floor, 2 bedrooms are this square footage. But I do know that HOAs often and mostly charge according to square footage because they feel you are taking more of the association, more of the goodies. I don't know, more of the common area. For some reason, they do it. They really do. And they do it with assessments. Now, homeowners associations don't do it based on the size of the house, Mark. Those goes by lots only, and sometimes by frontage. But, Jennifer, how do you know what's right with square footage, first of all? How do you know?
Well, yeah, I guess I don't. And
what is the actual difference in square footage from yours to theirs? What's the actual difference?
Almost 100.
Is it 100 square feet?
It's more like 62.
Okay, and that could be, are you measuring inside the drywall or outside? Are you measuring outside studs? They measure, it depends on how they're measuring. If it's 62 different, but you can't, your problem is you can't get information from them. Is that it? Is there a management company involved, or is it just the HOA?
It's both, but they're like one and the same.
Well, they're not one and the same, I doubt. A management company is a real management company.
But he is part of the HOA.
What do you mean he's part of the HOA?
Saying the owner of the management company
He owns the
lives
management company, and he's in the HOA.
Yes. But I'm just wondering if there is, do I have anything to pursue here?
Well, of course you do. If they charge by square footage and they have your square footage wrong, you absolutely do have something. But you have to do 2 things. First, see how they charge and if it is by square footage. And then second, you have to see if they are wrong. I mean, you need to get another party in there to literally verify. You need to get an appraiser or someone to verify.
It can't be too hard to measure. It's a studio. Isn't it just one room, a square?
Well, that's what I was also, somebody was telling me that just measure it, and if you're closer to the 283, then you know it's the 283, and if you're closer to the 354, then it must be the 354. But I've always just gone by what the county has.
No, the county's often wrong, and you like that to be smaller. It wouldn't matter. You would like that to be smaller. So yes, you have to do the verifications. Let's talk to Don. Don, what's going on, Don?
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Hold on. Hold on, Don.
How far? Let's say she is right, and they're off 70 feet or whatever she said. How far back can she go? If she's been assessed,
I think
5 years.
I think statute of limitations. I mean, whatever.
She should have O'Brien look at her lease and see if they owe her money.
No, they should if they're charging by square footage and if they have the square footage wrong. She's got to verify that. Don, what's happening?
I'd like to first Merry Christmas to you and your
Thank
crew.
you.
And Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir.
This is a great year. And I'd like to give a shout out to Panacea and WDN Firearms.
Why that? Why those two? Did you use the CBD Panacea Life?
Yeah, I just got a shipment from them today, and they sent an extra sleep formula. I ordered their 50 milligram tablets and their sleep formula, and they sent me an extra sleep formula and some samples. And,
wow.
I thought that was really sweet of them.
That is, and you will sleep. It's a wonderful, wonderful supplement. And WD Firearms, now they do the concealed carry classes, right?
Yeah, but I took their firearm maintenance class. That was a real eye-opener. I know there's a lot of really new gun owners out there, and I would highly recommend that class.
That sounds like a great idea, a firearms maintenance class. You learned a lot.
Sure did. And you don't need a lot of expensive solvents and everything to clean your firearm.
Well, that's great, man. Thank you very much for shouting out, Don. Our people love to hear that. Dennis, go ahead, Dennis. What's going on with you?
Yeah, I just had a question about thermostat settings in your house when you're gone. What's the typical lowest you should go?
You know what? I was told, and I'm going to let George weigh in on this, that you should never do more than a 5-degree spread. And I was told this by several people. So if you want to keep it at home at 70, you should never go below 65.
Well, how long are you going for? If you're going for 3 months, that's going to be
different.
A way bigger deal.
I think. Are you talking about going out to work and going out like for a day, right? Or are you talking about going on vacation?
No, daily out.
What do you think, George? 5 degrees?
Yeah, I would say no more than 5, just because, again, you're actually costing yourself a lot more utilities by trying to ramp it up every single day.
So
like
if I normally keep it around 72 or so, 70. So if I put it down to 65 when I'm gone,
if you put on 72, they go to 67, right? 67, 3, 4, 5, 67.
Yeah, but couldn't I go to 60, 64, 65 just to save a few bucks?
Well, you won't.
With the energy.
I'm assuming you don't have a variable speed, right?
No.
And how old's your furnace?
It's 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's cut So a lot of people think they're saving money by doing that. But with that furnace, you're not doing. You're not.
Yeah, because you have a single stage old furnace, so you're not saving money going too far down.
I think what I'm hearing is going down, not too far down.
You probably costed yourself more actually if you did the analysis.
Go down at all.
Yeah, like if you did it for a month, just keeping it, and did it for a month, assuming you got the same operating hours, you got to look at that. But I would say you're probably paying more by doing that.
And with the newer furnaces, what about those?
The newer ones, you definitely could just keep at 72, and you'll pay a lot less. So you'll accomplish both.
Really?
Yes. Now, if you were leaving on vacation for a week or a month or whatever, obviously
if you're a week or more, that's
daily,
different.
You should not do that.
All right, now, Steve, you wanted to know about negative equity in cars. What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, just a real quick comment, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. The number one reason for bankruptcy in the 30 and under crowd,
right,
especially women, is rolling balances of cars 2-3 times in, and that comes from tax people, tax accountants, credit assessor, people that do credit repair, bankruptcy attorneys. It is the quickest way to get yourself into bankruptcy.
You know why?
To financial ruin. You're so right, Steve.
Here's why. Because eventually they get into an accident, and it's time to pay the piper, and they can't get another vehicle.
Or, and Steve, you can hang on. We'll come back to you. Or you just owe so much on such an old car that you can't, and then the car breaks down. I mean, if somebody could just pay it off once and be done with it, you'd be better off.
This is Denver's talk station.
Fix-It is in her house right now.
Who? Oh.
Caller.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss
You want some peanuts, bro? I'm addicted to peanuts.
I love them.
Other than that, the highway flows good. Backups are posted east on I-25 both directions, and I-270 looks to be in great shape as well right now. Your Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny and mid to upper 40s for the high today. Tonight, mostly cloudy and down to about 18. Tomorrow, mid-40s, and then Wednesday, a chance of snow with a high of 41. Thursday, -2 for the high. Right now, it's 40.
God almighty. -2 for the high.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
What do you keep talking about the weather?
And the night is -17 to 20. It keeps moving. Like, either way, it doesn't negative.
And that's not wind chill. That's the fucking temperature.
I just went snowboarding over the weekend, and I got there Saturday night. When we got there, it was -7. Like,
Where?
that felt like, oh my gosh, -17.
Where were you?
Vail.
Fuck, that's not that far.
Well, it was late at night, but it wasn't. It's cold, but it's.
It was crazy cold.
But feeling -7 was like, wow. And then -17.
They said on the news this morning, just being outside, breathing in at -20 can fuck you up.
Probably. I mean,
freeze your fucking lungs.
That's cold.
That's why I was asking you about horses and shit. I mean, at what temperature does a horse fucking freeze? -30?
I don't know. Horses are pretty damn hardy.
Yeah.
They and what they do. If you have a horse alone with no other horses to cuddle together, even a lean-to or some kind of, if they can get out of the wind chill, and you let their hair grow. If you don't have a natural winter coat because you've showed them and you've shaved them close to winter,
they're dead.
No, you blanket them.
I bet some animals die over this shit. -20, give me a fucking break. How many homeless do you think will be frozen? It'll be crazy bad. Someone told me when it gets that cold, before you actually die, you feel like you're hot. Like some of these crazy people will they'll get so cold they feel like they're burning up and start taking their clothes off. And then, of course, they freeze to death.
Let's. Why I was late, so I hit another light.
I don't know what they can do.
I tried stopping to give the homeless guy money. His sign had fell, and from a distance I could see him like this, like standing like this. And I thought he was just. I get up to him, and I'm like, "Hey, window down." Like he's sitting there like.
Who's that?
Like sleepy.
He's out of it.
And
who's
he's
that?
On the median. Homeless guy on the way here. I was trying to give him money. I actually missed the light. No one behind me to stop because he dropped his sign. But I realized he was literally sleeping, like
he's drunk.
Like he's about to yell for sure. Like he's about to like tip. I was like, I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do.
It's not like a cop will come out.
I didn't even know what to do with that.
We should try to give this to Doc. Do you have access to my notes on this data board, right? You can look at it. I can do that. I can do that. Let me see. I think I can do that. I got to write it in there. I don't care. No, I can do that.
I can't stand that woman. I don't like her dad either. I don't give a shit.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Ellen, what's happening in your life? Ellen.
Hi, Tom.
Hi. What's going on with you?
Yeah, listen, I just wanted to call because I heard George Donaldson on your show today, and I listen often. But anyway, because I have two young men here at my house from Fix It 24/7, and they're installing a new furnace for us today. And their name is Jordan and Anthony. And I think George would be very proud if he knew how his employees dealt with their customers.
No, they're good people. Yeah.
Oh,
no, I'm serious.
Listen, I know. Last week I heard the ad on the radio for the $24.99 furnace clean, and we wanted to get a second opinion, quite honestly. So we called and we had Shio come out, and he did a service tech. He did a fine job, explained everything to us. And then he arranged for Chaz, an estimator, to come by and help us out with some.
How old was your old furnace, Ellen?
Oh, gosh. I will tell you this. I live in a condominium, and when I moved here 17 years ago, it was already here.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, listen, Ellen, you're gonna be so happy with this weather coming.
I know. The timing was perfect. And I want to say just real quick, I think George has a fabulous business model. When I called, his office called me and let me know who's going to come by in 15 minutes. And it's wonderful. And then his employees do. Everything is just as it's intended to be.
It is. It's wonderful.
I would recommend if anybody needs a furnace, I would say call 24/7 because not only are they good on the install, but the way Chaz explained it to us is that down the road, it's almost like a little insurance policy with our furnace. So it has long-term benefits for us, for the consumer.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Yes.
Thank you for being a client, Ellen.
Yeah, and listen, I got a call from a friend one night saying, Fix It's at my house. They're doing a wonderful job. And he said, I just want to let you know. And so that was great. They didn't know he knew me at all, and he told me everything they did. I asked, I said, so tell me, what about this and what about that? And then his system was like 25 years old, and he had always thought about, getting it done. And apparently, you have some pretty good deals going on right now. So that's pretty cool. Yep. Anyway, he was completely happy. Here's the deal. Once you replace it, it's done. You got the newest stuff. You got the variable speed. I mean, if you get that kind, you don't have to. In fact, if you have an old rickety house and really you're not going to stay there a long time and it's not insulated well, you don't waste your money on that, right?
Right.
You don't waste your money.
Or and sometimes that, we try to, let's say they're older, we'll try to get their kids involved because we don't want them. We give all options to everybody, no matter what. And sometimes, we've actually had our people call in and say, hey, we do a good job just explaining the differences.
Right.
And you get somebody who's 80 years old who says,
I know,
I want the highest one. And we're like, that's probably not the best. But now they're stuck on the highest one. Hey, do you have... Right. We try to get somebody else involved because we don't know their finances. We give all options, but we also don't want to oversell somebody.
No, you don't ever want to oversell. That's a bad thing. And you don't want to undersell because then it won't perform.
What's the difference? So same size house, if you get an 80%, the cheapy cheap, if you will, lowest, and then compared to that Mac Daddy, same house, same size, is it like a $5,000 difference on a furnace or what?
It depends on your size house. So it depends on your operating hours, how much you use it per year.
We're not talking. He's talking about
cost.
I mean, I understand.
Okay,
but it depends. The cost savings depends on how much you use it.
No, not savings. I mean, literally, not over a period of time, but the
if
sale.
You're going to buy a Cadillac instead of the.
Oh, got it.
Like, is it a couple grand to get from the lowest to the highest?
We give 4 options, kind of, so all the way, and again, if it's 15-year-old system, even the bottom's better, far better than what you have.
Right.
But from bottom to top, it could be $8,000 to $10,000 difference. The top though includes indoor air quality. It includes catching more of the dirt that gets in every year.
Electrostatic.
Yeah, UV light.
It's not just the
germs,
furnace,
right?
Traveling through the house. A lot of people don't realize
variable
if somebody's
speed.
has a cold or they're sick or COVID or whatever, let's put them in a room and keep everybody away from them. Well, all that germs that the air actually still go through the return and cycle.
I know,
it's
the same thing. Isolating with a heating system on is ridiculous unless you have the filtering.
But we have the filtering. So when I say that, the filtering's included in the higher end system.
Even the UV stuff.
Yeah, we include that in our packages, but we can take that out. So it depends on the size home, but I'd say 8 to 10.
Wow.
And then,
It could be a big difference for
But
sure.
that's where you start doing your calculations.
But now in savings, if we talk savings, you can save from the lowest to the highest. You can save a lot of money.
You could probably pay for itself in 5
Yeah.
years.
So, and actually, it's crazy to me because the interest rates have went up so much. Our financing plans haven't adjusted that much. So you can still get a great financing plan, low payment. If you actually have an old system and got the highest end system right now with a financing plan, your monthly payment would be less than your utility bill savings.
So in other
you're actually
words,
paying for your system now.
the utility savings will pay for the financing.
In many cases.
Yeah, because of the efficiency.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Mark Moss Show podcast.
Couple slow spots out there. Southbound I-225 approaching Yosemite, a crash blocking the 2 middle lanes. Stop and go from Parker. Seeing volume eastbound I-70, a slow stretch starting at Pecos. That goes back to about Sheridan. And then leaving the airport, there's road work southbound Pena between Tower and Green Valley Ranch. As that is adding about 5 minutes onto your drive. Other than that, I-25 moving at posted speeds. 270's in great shape as well. Your Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny, mid to upper 40s for the high. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 18. Tomorrow, mid 40s, and Wednesday, chance of snow with a high near 41. Right now, it's 46. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Katie Mitchell, 630 KHOW.
Is the Binance crypto exchange at risk of blowing up next? And what does Bitcoin's price tell us what comes next? I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, if you're wondering what will my house sell for, things are really crazy. Interest rates, inflation, supply and demand, time of year. You know, with no obligation, you can find out with Frank Duran, the real estate man.com. That's Frank Duran, the real estate man.com with Remax Alliance. Now, here's the deal. Frank will come and look at your house, measure it, and take into consideration the neighborhood, what's on sale, and what he has sold for. In 28 years of experience, you'll get the right number. Frank Duran, the real estate man, 303-920-1622.
This holiday season, 12 strangers, 12 tales, 12...
What?
That lady calling her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you like that?
I love good stories. You know,
I sent that to you to cut up and use.
The biggest complaint, if we get one, George, is
that's the
running late or can't get there because you're so busy. Now that's
no, the rescheduling.
That's not only you.
But it's only on the.
That's not only you. It's on.
You shouldn't have done that recently because we have gotten way better.
Troubleshooter.
Oh, I haven't heard
we
one
haven't.
in a while, but
we haven't. But that's
we did have that.
It's always
and it's
on
also,
the special.
And it's also.
It's not like they were showing up to fix a leaky pipe and didn't show up.
No, but and we're talking about Plumline has that problem too sometimes. Now the other biggest problem with everything, not just you, not just HVAC, but every line of work is price. Everything boils down to price. Everything. Now, if it's price and they perceive the value, they love it. If it's price and they're having problems, oh my God, does it backfire?
The biggest thing in that industry, and it's every one of their, not your companies, but every one of HVAC companies, is the person that bought it's happy and perceived the value.
Oh yeah, but then somebody, her brother-in-law.
Then someone tells them, no, you could have got that at Home Depot.
Yeah.
The son, the daughter,
Mom, the neighbor.
Especially if it's like
the handyman.
Like mom just spent my inheritance. But we actually get very little of that because of our process. We get some, but like I just told you, we try to get their kids involved. They appreciate that. That actually gets sales that we probably would have gotten otherwise. But we have very little of that because we educate our clients. So the perceived, if the client has a perceived value from, our guy didn't spend enough time doing what we can, which does happen.
I don't want to say what company, but we have a company on the referral list that going back 5 years ago, had all kinds of issues just like that, just like we were just talking about, and some other issues. So you know what they did? Every one of their technicians, every one, has a cam. Every single one. And they hired this company.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And anytime there's an issue like that, they literally send the footage to whomever. In 5 years, they had more complaints than any HVAC company I have ever dealt with. In the last 5 years, I haven't got one complaint since those cameras are in. Not
Jesus
one
Christ.
single one.
These charges against Trump are serious motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They're serious. I mean,
that's just Congress saying, hey,
no, they're not. He's
DOJ
not
should
charged.
go after
There's
him.
referrals for charges,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
You
But
know the
the
department.
thing that fixes, though, Mark, when they put these cameras on them, isn't like we were always saying the right thing. But if I know I got a camera on me, I'm saying the right thing.
You're dotting your I's, you're crossing your
Right?
T's. Because even if no one
Are you
complains,
doing
your
body?
boss sees
Are
it.
you doing them now?
What?
Body cams?
No, I don't. We don't have a complaint issue like that. So, not that I wouldn't, but
You realize that, though? Not one. You know who I'm talking about, right? I don't want to say it. I just don't. But
What are we talking about?
who put the cams on?
Oh yeah, well, but why not say it? Oh, you don't want them to know? You don't want people to know?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure a lot of people know.
I think they know. I think they make it known. I think
Well,
that's
they
part
do.
of it.
Well, they send it to the people when they need to. It's a known thing, so it's not like it's some secret.
Their biggest part was when they implemented it. The owner was telling me that was the biggest part because their employees are like, "Oh, now you're going to watch everything I do."
But it's true. I mean, that would be a culture. Like, people hate cultures already that are like Big Brother or like not trusting and that's not my culture. I could see that. That'd be a
Dude,
problem.
when I just put cameras in my 5 stores
hear.
back in the day, just in the shop
sorry.
areas, not even up front. Well, I did have one on each register, but when I just put those in, I had probably 30 technicians at one time threatening
I'll
to
come
leave
in.
at one time over cameras. They never worked with cameras. Hated
Why?
it. Well, I had
That's
to,
weird.
I
That's
Do you
I
even
had
have
to
to-
explain.
do you
I had
even
to
have to
explain
tell them?
It wasn't for me to catch them doing stuff. It was.
First Talk Station is available everywhere, in your car, at work, and wherever you go. All you need is our free iHeartRadio app. Just say, play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, GarageMagic.com. Don't forget, a lifetime warranty along the Front Range. They can still do it. Pick the day, the right day they can do it. Now, that's GarageMagic.com. Now, here we are with the last few minutes here, and you can still call in if you had a really quick question, but other than that, we want to say this. During the coming cold, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow, actually, you're going to be hit up for stuff when you're desperate. If you have an older system right now, and you may not want to replace it, you don't have to, at least try to get someone out there like Fix It 24/7 to do the right thing, to go through it, to make sure you're going to make it through this cold spell. And you guys are probably busy getting ready. Are there people getting ready for it, George? Are there people smart enough that they are preparing?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you just heard the lady that just called in. So
Okay, now.
for sure there is.
So will they wait if they called for a extreme clean and check?
Right now?
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
So you can't get there before the cold snap.
I mean, it's in the forecast just shows. I mean, right now, what we're doing is we'll trade in your system. If you do need a new system, we'll give you a free second opinion. But if you do need a new system, we'll give you $750 off a new system. But right now, we're not even doing cleans. We're not
Okay,
scheduling
you
them.
can't because you're too busy getting people ready.
We're not. So next time if
we
your
have the
system doesn't
specials,
break,
like
yeah.
if you get through this after, no, that's the time to call. But you can get a $750 credit for a trade-in, which is really just salvage. I mean, it's that's like just a deal, and just to have them take that thing away, it's a good deal, and that's Fix It 24/7.
And I think we always forget.
Fixmyhome.com.
I think we always forget to mention with Fix It that if another company gives them a bid, these guys will beat the price apples to apples.
That's right.
Not a lot of people have a price match or a better price guarantee.
Right.
We'll beat it every time.
But it's got to be a real one.
Yeah, we actually had somebody once go and make up, change the logos of actual brands and
no fooling.
Put together. It's actually one of those third parties you're just talking about. That
You caught me.
wasn't actually the client.
The handyman.
We've had, I mean, but if it's a real company that is given the same thing, we'll beat their price every time.
Okay, so and the other thing, people, if you have any questions when people come to your home, you can call us Now, if you can't catch us during the show 10 to 4, you can call 303-MARTINO and leave a message, 303-627-8466. If you leave a message, we will get back to you. That's what we'll do. And remember, referralist.com for the good people for help, information, and referrals. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. Leland Conway is next on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.